I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Said.
So I have, we must leave quickly. I thrash the wagon's horses and spur them to action. We bolt like bats out of hell. A wheel breaks, and as I search for a small tree to act as a lever, I am assaulted by, I put an Otiug, but it may have been something different. Red is able to slay it, and we help Lady Tearle into a coffin in our wagon before sunrise. We are on our way to Addersfield. We stop at the ruins with the rodents. Lady Tearle takes me into the tent and lets me drink of her blood, and I become her thrall.
What's a thrall?
I am kind of hers to command. She gives me certain powers, but I also am beholden to her. So in the past, Balthazar has been very opportunistic. He does whatever is best for Balthazar. Even in the moment, if he's doing something, coming down with an axe to hit this, werewolf champion that's chained, does he cut the bonds and free him, or does he hit him in the neck? And halfway through the leap, I don't know what he's going to do. And then Balthazar just makes a choice, and we run with it. That was one of the best moments. I was almost did a Frame Brothers.
Oh, that would be so great to just show the blade hovering between the neck and the chain, and
that was awesome.
What's Frame Brothers?
Artists, so they do commissioned art for us.
Yeah, all the art.
If you ever need a good idea for a gift for Trent, that's a great idea for a gift.
I know you have.
Or like for Red, you could send them like what Red looks like, her armor, her weapons, her appearance, and they will draw a picture of Red in black and white. It's
Did I give them the booby
inked.
picture?
You could.
So I have given them pictures saying like Callus kind of looks like this, his armor kind of looks like that. Atlas
And it gives you a poster, a print.
Like 8 by 10 or 9 by 12.
Like I've seen in your
Or you can get a
back
bigger 11 by
You've
17.
seen them. Yeah.
Or they do little trading card sized and stuff. But they're pretty cool to get, a custom artwork.
It'd be fun to do a Balthazar, Red, and Malachi print. Yeah.
And Jack.
I can do Balthazar and
I
Kilby.
love Jack. If we don't have him included, I'll be sad.
Okay.
So I didn't draw a card for Jack. I should have.
No, Jack's part of us. Yeah.
nah, he's an NPC. They're
He's
expendable.
still part of
Red
us.
shirt.
Expendable, but he's like
red
half the
shirt.
personality
He's cannon
of the red
fodder.
shirt.
He's
I get
cannon
that
fodder,
one.
exactly.
He's becoming one of us as much as Red is.
He's every bit as much. If you had to sacrifice one or the other,
Let's flip a coin.
probably Red.
Maybe. Jack's been pretty useful.
I don't like this.
Jack's been pretty.
Just take a drink.
Shut up.
Okay. Yes, Mistress Misty.
So you guys have a rest for the night, and regain your health and
Now,
spells and
Are
so
we going to be resting during the day with Lady Tearle?
That's up to you guys.
I would much prefer to rest during the day and move during the dark of night. Says
The
Balthazar.
reason being is that you traveled throughout the day, and you'd arrived here in the evening. And as you began to interact with the rat folk, that's when she kind of came out of her coffin and began to. You had the moment with her, and you guys were eating and. Kind
We
of
deliberately
winding
did
down
not
for the
listen to that part because our characters want to not know what you guys discussed.
So if you do want to skip a rest for the night, you can proceed.
Well, I think we're
but
going to
you
be exhausted.
You'll end up getting exhaustion.
So I would actually implore Lady Tearle to let us stay here for a day or so to make plans and preparations. We should be safe here. These are our agents that we can employ to watch the road.
She is amenable to that suggestion, but she recommends that you send some of the rat folk out as scouts to make sure that if Van Richten is on your trail, he's a very wily monster hunter, that at least you have some fair warning that he's approaching.
It shall be done. And Balthazar approaches Malachi. Malachi,
Yes, Balthazar.
Lady Tearle would like you to ask several of these rat folk to guard this area. Send out spies and watchers during the day to make sure that the road is safe. She has asked me to deliver this message to you and see that it is done. And I'm doing my best attempts to seem as though I am no longer your equal.
Like you're the chosen one here.
I will speak to the rat people.
Good.
All right. Malachi swallows his pride. He'll go speak to the rat people. We need to be guarded while we rest. Can you please keep an eye on us? Keep an eye on the road. Alert us if anyone else comes close.
You gather one of the rat people that you've interacted with. It's hard to really tell them apart sometimes, but some of them you've begun to notice, like a certain scar, or like one of them that's got its tail missing halfway down the end. Just kind of certain features about them. And one that you've interacted with, you go to tell this to. And you're in a kind of a partially collapsed building. There's a part of a roof. They've laid sticks up to create more of an enclosure. You can enter this building through just kind of a collapsed doorway with a flap of, like a leather flap over the doorway. There is smoke coming up. There's a fire inside. And as you enter, there's about 10 rat folk just gathered around. You see some of them clustered together. There's some smaller ones that are children, and even like one of them is like holding a couple of babies near
What does a
her.
rat folk look like? Is it a person that
They're like
have rat
humanoid
features?
Like rat people, yeah. So it's kind of more like a human
Like Secret
with
of
rat
Nim
feet.
kind of stuff. Like they're anthropomorphic. So they like walk on 2 feet, but they're rats.
Oh, thank you.
And they do have clothing and equipment and things like that. But you see different colors of fur to them. Some are more grayish colors, some are more brown or darker colors.
So you can differentiate them.
You can differentiate them to some extent, yeah. And a lot of them are injured. A lot of them show signs of scars or old injuries, missing a hand, missing part of their tail. That's pretty common. Chunk of ear missing. Like, they seem to have had a rough go. But as you step
They're
in...
fighters.
I'm sure.
They've had to fight for everything they have.
You step in and you relate this to the rat that you were looking for.
What was his name? Furtooth?
Oh.
I was thinking Simon, but I like Furtooth.
Simon the rat.
Yeah.
Basil the rat.
Furtooth. Yellow Fang.
Yellowfin. Nice.
Furtooth is very visual. I'm
Furtooth
saying very
is very-
furry.
yeah.
Ugh.
He does have that one furry tooth.
I know. Why is that?
That juts out at a
It's
weird
like a
angle.
snaggletooth. It's got a lot of placking on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's
So
his
you-
name?
Furtooth. It's
Furtooth.
Furtooth.
You just lost privileges.
I like it.
I thought it actually was Furtooth.
I thought it was Yellowtooth.
So, no, it's Furtooth now.
Alright.
They don't have it.
Maybe they changed their name.
Yeah, maybe Yellowtooth died in the time we spent in Scald, and now Furtooth is in charge.
Well, as far as you can tell, Furtooth is kind of the one that directs the others to some extent. But as Furtooth turns and starts to tell a couple of the others that they need to go and keep an eye out, scout,
Thank you.
the flap is pulled aside. And you see a large rat folk, bigger than the ones that you've seen thus far. This one is garbed in armor. You see a metallic chest plate. It looks like fairly good craftsmanship, like it has been fitted to this individual. Most of these rat folk are 3.5 to 4 feet tall. This one is close to human size. It's pretty big. But it pulls the the flap aside, and you see that one, and then you see 2 more enter as it's holding the flap to the one side. They each have the similar type of armor. They're wielding these halberds, long pike-like weapons. You know what a halberd is? It's like a thick, heavy staff, and it has these weird kind of jagged, spiked, axe-like structures on top of metal with like hooks on them, and they look very wicked.
Help you to like pull people off horses or hack at people on horses or things
Yeah.
like that.
Kind of a warrior's weapon.
And the two, are they like guards then for this main guy?
the one that pulled the flap aside steps in, so there's 3 of them all together.
And Brandon, it was Fur Tusk.
Fur Tusk.
I have that.
Oh, not Fur Two?
Tusk.
Fur Tusk.
The rat scout to lead us to the necromancer was Fur Tusk.
Fur Tusk. Excellent.
So the one pulls over the leather curtain,
Yes.
and that's one of the guards
the
to
other
the.
ones walk in. The one that seems to be in charge takes stock of the situation, and you notice. Roll insight checks.
Oh, I have my dice out.
Oh, okay. Malachi's very
10.
insightful.
I'm probably not there, so I don't know that I would actually. I'm hanging out.
I would say you're there.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. You're probably having some stew.
Insight.
Where's that?
The alphabetical sometime or something. Which one do I do? 20.
Always the
12.
20. You always roll the
20. Add your modifier.
If in doubt.
Oh! Natural 20 for red.
Oh, nice.
So a 20 for her and a
But
22 for me.
Red, you're holding one of the younglings on your lap
Aw,
and kind of helping them eat.
they're rats, but
And
okay.
you notice the youngling, I mean, this is very obvious, but the youngling kind of looks startled and then scurries over to the mother. The mother grabs the youngling and you notice you look around at these rat folk and they all look scared.
Okay.
Someone's tried to take over in our absence.
The one that appears to be in charge looks at you. Says, "The king would like to speak with you."
Take us to the king then.
Okay. You gather your things and walk out following these 3 rat folk in armor. You haven't seen any others in armor of this sort. The other ones have all been in just kind of scraps, maybe just like kind of just rags and
Peasants.
kind of
Yeah.
leather type of armor, that type of thing, at the best. So they lead you out into the street of these ruins. These rat folk are kind of camped in amongst these ancient ruins. Most of it is collapsed and fallen over, and there's a building here and there that's still partially standing. They've turned it into their huts and little hovels that they live in. And they're very good at hiding their presence. You can see smoke coming out of some of the buildings, but you don't see a lot of rat folk around. But as they lead you through the streets of this dilapidated ruin, you see beady eyes looking out from darkened corners and little nooks and crannies in the buildings. And they walk you to a place where you see a building that is very badly collapsed. There looks like there's a few pillars that may have existed at one point, but they lead you into the interior of the building to a stairway that descends down into underground, into a tunnel system. You guys
We were in these
had
tunnels
been in
once
some
before.
tunnels, so you knew there were tunnels around here.
Into the tunnels.
And they lead you on for a ways down tunnel passageways. At a couple of points you see guards posted, similarly in armor with weapons. And you see some of them have crossbows, and they seem to have a little bit higher level of sophistication and technology than the ones that you've encountered thus
These aren't
far.
just Ewoks anymore. These are now.
These are a little bit more,
Security.
they've got better gear. But eventually you find your way to a large underground cavern where you see, it looks like there is a city underground here. And everywhere you look, you see it is swarming with rat folk. And it takes a good hour to get there, walking through the tunnels. But as you reach this destination, there is a large gate that is open. It's just standing open, and there are some rat folk standing there. They salute as the rat folk lead you on through the gate, and that's when you see the city sprawled out. And there's lights lighting everything up, like lanterns that are hung that are illuminating everything, and there are just rat folk everywhere. So you're led down into this city and through, and eventually to essentially a keep, where there is there again more gates and more guards, and you get the sense that this is you didn't realize there were this many of these creatures, and that they're living mostly underground. But you're eventually led into what looks like a throne room, and it doesn't look like they built this so much as they have occupied what was already in existence. Probably the city above was built on top of some sort of ruins or an entire civilization that was since buried, and somehow they've been able to take this over and live here. But you're eventually led into this throne room and up to a very large rat folk. I mean, this rat must be like 6 feet tall. The biggest one you've seen yet. And he's sitting in a throne. It's this big stone throne. There's leather, like furs and things thrown over the throne to kind of pad it and cushion it. He has this crown on his head, and at a close inspection you can see that it looks like it was probably like reshaped a little bit, kind of poorly, to make it fit his head a little better. But he's sitting there and he's holding this scepter in his hand with the jeweled cap to the top of it. Like there's like a giant red ruby on top, and then all these, like there's blue and green rubies around the sides. This is beautiful, like kingly scepter. And then next to him there's a rat also standing there, and this one is wearing a long robe, and there's like strings and twines attached to the robe, and there's little like skulls and bones and little bits dangling from the robe all over. So he looks down at you, and he says, welcome to my throne room. I am aware that you have helped my people, the surface dwellers, he kind of says with a sneer. They were struggling with a little problem they had, a necromancer.
We took care of the necromancer.
Yes, so I've been informed.
Who was the necromancer?
A necromancer is somebody like
Who was it? Did you guys take care of it before me? Am I aware of this necromancer?
No. So this would have been before we ever reached
Enough!
Scald.
As I was saying, I owe you some gratitude for helping my people with this small problem they had. And now you return. Why?
We are simply passing through. We have no desire to interrupt the prosperity of the rat folk.
We will be here but 24 hours, and we shall be on our way. We had hoped to find the same respect given that we gave to your people when we slew the necromancer.
Corner of his lip kind of curls up. You see a ratty fang poke out. Respect. Your people don't respect us. All that we have built, we have to hide from you. Is this true?
You needn't hide from us. We are allies. I cannot speak for others of our type who do not understand your strength and your power, and that this is your domain.
And yet when my people go among your people, they are thrown out, they're killed, chased, treated like animals.
Your people are always welcome with us. I cannot speak for others in cities. Indeed, we have left a city of men that was full of corruption and foulness. We find your kind much more agreeable, much more civilized.
That may be. We may be more civilized. And if we are truly allies, you will aid us.
What need do you have?
Threats, large and small.
We would defend you with our lives. You who gave us shelter when we needed it.
You would serve us.
We would not serve you, but we would aid you as allies.
And what do you ask in return?
Merely that we both prosper. Us and you. This is your kingdom. This is no domain of ours. We are merely passing through and ask for your protection and the comforts of a warm campfire before we depart tomorrow.
I wish to establish trade with people like you.
Have you heard of Addersfield? We are headed there now. We will, in short order, become the rulers of Addersfield, and we welcome the opportunity to trade, O mighty king.
You will be the rulers of Addersfield.
Indeed.
Well, if that's true, then perhaps we can be allies. Yes.
These troubles you're having, has harm come to your people?
Harm comes often. Yes, harm has come to my people. Would you help us with one trouble very near to my own palace?
It is the least we could offer for your hospitality.
There's a creature that has begun killing my people. We sent some warriors to face this beast. They were killed. So we sent one of our great heroes, Gerix.
Gerix.
He did not return. This was yesterday. Gerix wielded the mighty Cleaver of Thebbihn. If you retrieve it, you can keep it. If you are willing to face whatever this creature is.
Where would this creature be found that we might slay it?
My advisor can take you there.
Perfect.
What was the name of the cleaver again?
Cleaver of Thebbihn.
Thebbihn.
Thebbihn?
Thebbihn?
Yeah. It's a strange word.
The Cleaver of Thebbihn.
Is that, what did you call him? Assistant? What did you call him?
My advisor.
Advisor is the one with the skulls and the
robed,
strings.
Yeah, he steps forward.
Does he look like some
Tippif is my name.
Tippif?
And I will show you to this place where this foul creature has killed many of our people. Hunting.
Tippith, are you a purveyor of the magic arts?
He slams his staff on the ground. There's dangling skulls and bones off of it. It illuminates with light. He says, I am!
You are. Purveyor of the magic arts.
And what is it to you?
Perhaps we could learn from one another. I am like you.
He eyes you.
I
This
will.
is an older gray rat man, and he has this long, scraggly beard dangling down from his chin. He kind of grins with these yellowed teeth.
I will hold out a small piece of jewelry, a silver ring we found, and I'll cast light upon it. I'll utter the incantations, the formula, the equations, the words of power, and it beams with light. I'm like you.
Bunch of the rats around hiss at the bright light. You notice that it's very dim lighting in this area. He says, "Parlor tricks."
Parlor tricks. Like I said, perhaps we can learn from one another. I'd be happy to teach you something.
Let us see if you survive this beast, then we will speak.
Fair enough.
I have a question. When we ended last time, I just remembered, you had summoned Osseous, and he hadn't left after the...
He lasted
appointed
longer
time.
than the appointed time.
That was-
This is still with you.
Oh, that's what I was going to ask.
Oh, so Osseous is inhabiting a skeleton, and he's
Yeah, I think it was a
following
dragonborn.
Yeah.
Dragonborn.
Lizard folk or dragonborn or something.
Something, yeah.
All right. We will speak after this monster is slain. I would learn something from you.
Okay.
Tippif, what can you tell us of this beast? What is it lair?
Nearby, not far. You will see very soon.
What is it in
It's
appearance?
an old building.
Is it a creature of flesh and bone?
Very large arachnid.
Ah, that's the spiders.
Sometimes it takes a larger spider to catch another, and I will show off one of my new abilities. I will grab the wall and begin to climb and scale the wall so that I'm on my hands and knees upside down on the top of the chamber. Look down at Malachi haughtily, and then I will release my grip and land on my feet. This spider of yours poses no threat to us. We shall vanquish it.
Spider-Man.
You see this look exchange between the king and Tippif, who kind of they look at each other. There's this nod of this
If the
might
right
work.
men for the job.
Yeah.
And
Thank you. The king says, "Very well, off you go. See if you can survive where others have failed."
we shall bring you the head of this beast as a trophy. As well as the Cleaver
You will have our
of Thebbihn.
royal gratitude if you do.
Are you ready to fight a monster, Red?
Yeah.
So Tippif leads you back out of this little keep that seems to be where the king is his castle now. And a lot of the buildings have been kind of look like they've fallen down and been kind of reconstructed. Sometimes not very well. It's almost kind of a ramshackle kind of rebuilding. But it's working. There are kind of structures built into place. So you're led through this street, and there are like these little shops and little like wooden structures where things are being sold and bartered. Looks like they have some sort of barter system and coinage that they're passing hands. And you guys get a lot of weird looks from these rat folk. The guards that are with you keep all the rat folk away, and as you're approaching, people just kind of scatter in front of you. But you're led to a fallen down, what looks like well, not the whole building, but the outer parts of the building are fallen down, but it looks like it was an old temple of some kind. and there's a big double door entrance. You can see a few rat guards standing in front of it, and they come to attention and salute as you're led towards the front doors.
Is there any iconography that I might recognize using a religion check per se?
You could try.
Do I recognize
History or religion?
I rolled poorly. That's an 8.
Wait, because you can read iconography?
Well,
Is that what you're saying?
I'm trained in religions. I am a paladin, so I was once a virtuous and believing man serving a god. And so my training, I knew a great deal of the pantheon of this world, but these are beyond my skill of recognition. I do not recognize any of these. Perhaps these gods have passed long into history before our own gods.
And it looks ancient. It does look very ancient.
These ruins would be like if we were exploring like ancient Greek ruins or something nowadays. You have difficulty reading the writing or recognizing anything there.
Or more like if you were exploring the ruins the Greeks built on top
of like the Mycenaean culture or something.
Yeah, stuff that's even older than ancient Greece. But you see there's definitely symbols of there's like the sunburst kind of motif, which is pretty common to a lot of different religions.
Sun god.
Yeah. But it's combined with like a moon, like a crescent moon thing. So it's like a sun and a moon combined kind of motif. You're not sure who that might be, but a lot of the picture, the carvings and things show essentially scenes of people kind of in like a state of what you might call purgatory, where they're kind of cowering or fearful or like looking up in terror. And then you see these figures from above that look like these kind of conquering angels, like these not even like beautiful, they're more like terrifying figures. They have these horrible looking faces and they're glaring downward.
Do I get a sense
seems to be
of
some sort of a very fear-based?
So I maybe get a sense of like this was maybe not a good or radiant.
Yeah, that would be what the main thing you take away from it is just that it doesn't seem to be a very
It's not kind of place.
welcoming, happy place. This is more of a old school fire and brimstone type of religion. Right.
Do I see any iconography that might be similar to my own, which is a symbol of a flayed man or one that looks like a red condor? Do I see anything bird-like or like a skinned being?
Nothing like that. Some of the ones below do look like they are boiling in some sort of liquid, but that's the nearest thing. You don't see anything that are flayed or nothing.
Send for their brochures. I'm interested in this place.
Yeah. But it does kind of give you kind of a dark feel to the place.
Excellent. We have some skulking in ruins music.
Some darker music.
Yeah, there you go.
So the rat folk step back and Tippeth kind of points with his staff. It lights up a little bit and you see the doors open up.
This is Tippeth?
You open the door with magic.
And he says, "Well, good luck."
Would you come with us and help us?
My place is beside the king.
Jack, take a peek on inside. But be on your guard.
He's your throwaway character.
He's a rogue. He's sneaky.
Right,
He's brave.
don't you worry none. I've got this one, love. As he
I love
creeps
Jack.
forward and you see he ducks down and creeps up to the edge. Turns around. It smells a bit off, it does. Be right back. And he ducks inside.
As he goes inside, so the doors to like this. Are we still on the outside of this
He's on the
temple?
outside, yeah.
So, looking up, are there windows or other ways in that are higher up that maybe I can spider climb up to?
Looks like there were some windows at one point. They're broken out.
Okay.
You see jagged remnants of some. Looks like
Glass.
it doesn't look like glass. It looks like there were probably wooden bits that had paper in them. There's like a paper window.
As Jack goes in, I'm going to spider climb up the side of this temple and see if I can peer inside through one of these
From a
windows.
higher perspective up along the side, and as you peer inside, you can see
Our characters don't.
a room. There's from the entrance, there's just a long,
Suspects.
kind of carpeted walkway
Red's
up
clueless.
the center. There are pews along either side.
So it's like the vestibule or whatever they
true.
call it.
Along the sides. It's
Well-
a very rectangular
Okay.
structure.
Then
She
at the
is.
far end is typically where we would find an
Yeah,
altar.
The far end where you would
That's why
typically
she's
see
here.
an altar, you
Take
see
it back.
a large,
Okay. She's also good at this.
perfectly circular pit.
Ooh.
Okay,
And
let's
from the pit, you see a number of webs,
Circular
just
pit.
strings of web coming
Webs.
out of the pit.
Leading
in
down
different-
into it.
Leading down into this darkened interior.
Do I see Jack?
You watch as Jack creeps forward. He's kind of going along the pews, and he kind of ducks in between one of them. Roll a perception check.
Now because of
You were
my
killing me.
keen senses, I now have an advantage on perception checks that rely on sight, hearing, or smell.
Nice.
I've rolled a 9 on both of them. That's going to be a 10. Not bad.
Okay. He ducks around a stone structure, and you expect him to come back. There's kind of these, what are they, hexagonal pillars, and he kind of ducks around one. You expect him to come around the other side, and he doesn't, and you lose sight of him.
Okay.
Come on, Benji.
But you're watching, you don't see anything else, and then you hear his voice back talking to these two.
To these two?
To you two.
To us too.
Well,
A
I don't
voice.
see much in there. There's a large pit at the end of the room there. Lots of spider webs everywhere.
Is it dark in there, Jack?
Oh, it's right dark.
It's right dark. You
Darker than your mother's.
You stay with us.
I'll just stop myself right there.
Yeah.
No, that's
We got you. We got the idea. How do we light it up? What spells do you have?
Light.
Well, we could light it up with fire. Burn it out.
Okay, so Malachi. Hold
We
on.
don't know what's down there, though. You don't just throw light down there and
Hold on.
fire.
Clearly, we don't know Balthazar.
Malachi Osseous. Malachi Osseous. We've been working on the tie-in between Malachi Osseous, an undead, and Malachi's familiar. Malachi is going to command Osseous to go into that room, and Malachi is going to sit back and try to see through the eyes of Osseous.
Oh, like a little robot in there.
Kind of. So yes, there is a spell, Find Familiar. Let's see if Osseous can act as Malachi's familiar.
Roll an arcane check.
$23.
Alright, as Osseous obeys your command and begins to walk forth into the room, you sense a slight amount of hesitation. And as you forge this connection with Osseous, you hear this voice in your head. It says, Son, what is happening? Where am I?
I'm going to reinforce my will upon Osseous.
Okay, the voice goes away. You force Osseous
Whatever will I have.
And you're seeing this with this greenish light throughout the room. You can see pretty clearly.
Skeletons have dark vision 60 feet.
It's almost as if everything's illuminated, almost like a night vision goggle.
Yeah, that's what I was picturing.
You can kind of see with this greenish light all around. Osseous
Through the skeleton's eyes.
Yep. Or through his eye sockets.
And Osseous walks in, and you do see again. You see these pews along either side, benches, and there's webs just strung across a lot of it. There's a walkway down the middle. There's a carpet. It's just threadbare, ratty. It looks like it's torn up and moldering in a lot of places. And it leads forward down some steps into a lower area, and there you see this large pit. It's maybe about 30 feet across, and it just descends into darkness.
I'll have Osseous look down that pit. 60 feet.
Okay.
Still darkness.
So as Osseous moves up to the pit's edge, brushing against a few of these wet tendrils that are coming out all over, just spreading throughout the room, and looks down in. You're looking through this vision of Osseous about 60 feet to the extent of your vision down this pit. And you just see it's covered in webs, and it creates almost this kind of cocoon-like circular pattern. And at that moment you see this creature come rushing up the pit towards Osseous. A large spider, but it has sort of a neck with this head, this massive jaw. And it rushes at Osseous.
And Osseous has no fear.
Osseous has no fear. Roll initiative for Osseous.
That's freaking creepy.
Scary cat.
It's like, whoops, sorry, rat
Spider.
people, we're out.
Sorry, we're out. I'm
You're right,
fucking
it's
out.
a spider.
Burn it down.
There we go. Oh, we gotta have our light.
That's creepy. Leave it there. Have your drink.
There we go. I like the red. It's creepy.
The red.
Yeah.
The
The
blood.
red eyes of
You
the
guys need-
spider.
I want to turn off the overhead light.
Put it down.
I could have got it.
I love the
Well,
music.
plug this in.
This reminds me of Cthulhu.
Ooh.
That
I
gives you a little
love
bit more.
it.
Yeah.
All right.
When we play Call of Cthulhu, you know, shit's about to get real when the lights go down and start passing out candles.
Yeah, it's like, ah,
When
crap.
the lights dim, shit's getting real. All right. So what's Osseous's initiative?
Thanks, Osseous.
17.
You know, it's interesting you mentioned
Right?
Call of Cthulhu.
Oh, shoot. That's the book you're using?
Is that not good?
Well, so this was like the Lovecraft that we were talking about.
Yeah.
The whole Cthulhu mythos. And so this is a creature from the Cthulhu mythos book for 5th edition.
All right. What was it? 17?
17.
Dang.
Yep.
As a skeleton?
Yeah, it has a +2.
Dang. All right. So Osseous can act first.
What Osseous will do...
Shit his pants.
No.
That's what Malachi does.
There's no
Cast a
shitting your
spell
pants.
with the range of touch.
Say it again.
I can cast a spell with the range of touch through Osseous. Your familiar can deliver the spell as if it had cast the spell. Your familiar must be within 100 feet of you.
But does that have to be on your initiative turn or on Osseous's?
This is kind of his. We're
Okay.
kind of doing this as if he's Osseous right now.
Okay.
All I would have Osseous do, this is a non-offensive, so it should be okay. Osseous will, so through Malachi. Malachi's really focusing his control over Osseous. This is something new to Malachi. He's figuring this out. He's elated with the power of this. And through Osseous, through Osseous's eyes, you see Malachi reach out his own hand. There's nothing there to touch, but Osseous reaches out and touches a stone on the edge of this pit. Malachi will cast light, and that stone erupts in bright light, that same bright light that Malachi cast with the rat, the robed rat. So Osseous will cast light.
Okay.
That's it.
So it lights up. The spider rushes forward. It's going to use its toxic web on Osseous.
Okay.
Is he hopefully immune to poison?
Yes, he is.
So 17 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. It gets within about 30 feet and then just sprays out this web.
Okay.
Osseous is restrained by the webbing.
Okay. This dragonborn skeleton is enveloped in web, and Osseous struggles, and Malachi just forces his will into Osseous. But Osseous can't move.
Yep. And that's all it does on that turn. It just gets closer. It gets within about 20 feet of Osseous. And it just sprayed out this webbing. And yeah, so Osseous is immune to poison, right?
Mm-hmm.
Poison?
Mm-hmm.
How do we know that?
He's up.
You don't know that, but Vincent and Osseous are discussing it. Red doesn't know it.
As you said, right? It's just here for
Okay.
It moves. For innocent damages. Just kidding. Just kidding. Prove me wrong. Kill the spider.
So was that a turn? Explain to me. Like this.
That was the
this
very
So,
start.
do you want to do anything
Not
now with
quite
Osseous?
yet.
So how do you know that you got to take a turn and I wasn't taking it?
Because Jensen said
Yeah.
he's the
to-
DM to act for Osseous.
Oh, dude, that's
There we go.
that's right.
It's really fun.
Osseous, so Malachi commands Osseous to back up,
There we go. That's the first one.
to
Okay.
just back up towards Malachi.
Osseous is
He's
restrained.
cast the spell on
Wait.
the edge of the.
Okay, so you can roll an athletics check. Straight
Osseous was
athletics.
restrained by the way.
Oh,
Did you just-
restrained.
He was
Restrained.
restrained. So how did you just move from
He's
that?
strained. That's fine. Athletics. Oh, natural 20.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
See?
True.
Osseous grabs the webbing, rips it loose, and is able to move back
Move
30
back
feet.
towards,
towards you. 30
towards
feet.
Malachi.
Draw it out of its lair.
Okay. This spider creature follows and gets to the edge.
Ugh, I
And
can
you see the
picture that.
head kind of looking over the edge, and you're still watching through Osseous's eyes as the mouth opens. And you hear it speak.
And what did he just say?
It says,
Food.
food. You go ahead and roll an insight check.
Just you.
I think so. +3.
I like your mug.
The skull mug.
A 20.
20!
The
Dude,
dice
you're
are with
rolling.
Malachi tonight.
Don't let me roll tonight.
You see
Yeah,
within the
+3.
glittering black eyes, these just 20 eyes, however, just tons of eyes,
Endless
covering,
eyes.
just wrapping around intelligence.
Get ready. It comes.
You tap it on the head first.
And at that moment, it actually descends back into the hole.
It retreats. Back into
Osseous
its
comes
hole.
back to you.
I'll command Osseous to stop.
Okay.
It seems it does not want to come far out of its hole.
I'm up in the window. When
Yeah.
I see it
You
coming out of the
watched it.
hole,
Yeah.
can I act? I have a short bow.
Sure.
I fire an arrow at it.
Okay.
Get your bow ready, Red.
15 versus AC.
The arrow flies through the air directly towards it, and suddenly one of its legs flashes
out of the
up
way.
and knocks the arrow to the side. Its head
What was
looks
your
up.
number?
You're not sure how many of its eyes notice you, but that's when it backs back down into the pit.
Ooh, this is going to be hard.
So Red's got a bow.
Mm-hmm.
Red does.
I will stay up here at my vantage point,
Okay.
looking across at all of these webs leading down. Is there a way that I can spider climb along the ceiling, maybe over the pit?
Absolutely. Let's do this. I need to get a better idea of what we're looking at.
A little bit.
Ooh.
Da, da, da.
Da, da, da.
So the spider was in here.
Oh.
We'll use that one.
And then where are we?
This is so cool.
And then
You guys
where
are
We were
here.
hiding this.
We.
He just said it right here.
And I've
Look,
got
here's Malachi.
you guys here.
Oh, where did you just get that guy?
That's
Where's my red?
You already have
He
your.
said, here, wash
I've
Oh,
got a red
sexy red
for
right
you.
here.
Now that's actually.
Shit.
You're
This
that
is the
one.
red right here.
The one that's
This is
making
Osseous.
sandwiches. Perfect.
And this is Balthazar. And you would be.
Spider climbing.
You're up.
He's up here
above the
above
hole.
that.
So you climbed up here to a window over here.
Isn't that cool?
You have so many toys.
Alright.
I feel like I should bring my,
You don't know
Fisher
what else he
Price.
does with that, though.
Or this. For the large creature.
Ooh.
Oh, God.
First
Don't
that
use
one,
that
then
it.
that one.
No comments.
Alright.
Yes. No comment.
And then this is Jack.
Oh, Jack.
Okay.
I think we fucked.
So, you definitely
I
did.
did with Malachi.
Oh, you fucked on the table? The table where Stenvon's feast was? You were like, he was like shoving
in the
stuff
food.
out.
Oh, that's right.
Fucking
Yeah,
hell.
Well,
Me and Jack, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So me
Brown-
and fuck, we're
Brown gravy.
wait. Me
lube.
and Jack were
You
close.
would be a fuck with.
Me and fuck, we were Jack.
Are close. Alright, so this
Jeez.
spider went back down into the pit there. You currently can't see it. What do you guys want to do?
Wait. So he just did the arrow at
So
it.
this is the entrance, the pews. These are like these pillars all around.
Oh, you're drawing
This
it so
is-
much better than
This
mine.
is the lower. This area is kind of lowered down in, and then it just drops in. This is a railing. These are like posts around, and there's a railing. And so this is a kind of you can like jump over the railing if you want.
Well, I
It's
definitely
only
want to
maybe
get
5 feet
closer
down.
up to where, like, that triangle that's pointing towards the party.
Right here?
Definitely get up to there. I think we should all get up to there.
Gracias.
Wait, do we have to do 30 feet, yada yada, to
No,
get to
at this
that?
point, you're not in combat currently.
Okay, thank you.
And
I
you wanted to
that
go
part.
Up onto the ceiling,
Well,
and
not
into
quite
the middle.
over the pit, maybe a little bit my way. Yeah, about there.
About
So you
there.
can see down
I
into
can
the
see down into the pit.
What happened again when he shot the arrow? The spider's
you
arm
probably
came out?
saw this arrow streaking
All right.
through, and
You all
Clash.
creep forward. You're walking, and you see these webs everywhere, and you notice there's a bright light. Where? Let's see.
Use your
What's the
flashlight.
light.
We used to all get laser pointers.
The
So,
light
so,
spell
yeah.
that you cast would have been right here. Okay.
Okay.
So as you guys are walking forward, you see Balthazar come through the window, and you just crawling across the ceiling like
And
a
we don't
spider
know how he
himself.
got that ability.
Malachi
Correct?
deeply suspects.
never seen me do this before.
I get it. You know I don't. I got boobs.
Balthazar,
Malachi
as you
suspects.
reach
And holds.
to a point about where you are right there, you see on the edge of this wall, clinging to the wall, this spider.
Oh,
And
those
you see a
eyes.
second one back here.
Is it just as
Clinging
large
to the
as
wall.
The first one?
Yes.
2.
These are
Yeah.
large, like probably the size of this table. That big. They're big. And they're just clinging to the wall and waiting. And you can tell.
Looking at Balthazar.
We wouldn't know.
What do we do? A perception?
At this point,
You probably don't see it, but Balthazar sees it.
Balthazar, you
Because
don't
the
feel that you've
spiders are
been
down the
noticed
pit a
yet.
little bit.
You're still on the ceiling.
But we know
And there are
they're
strands of web
We've
that
seen
kind
it,
of
like,
reach to the
they
ceiling
came
in
I saw
places
the
that
one.
you're very
Might
careful
just
not to
avoid
touch
that.
any of
Especially
them.
after seeing what happened to
I
Osseous.
think
Exactly.
Balthazar sees the 2 because
Yeah.
he's looking down the pit. And they're down the pit a little bit.
Okay.
We can see
Now, your companions are approaching, and so you can see them kind of creeping forward.
I will
And then you
look
get
down at Malachi and I'll hold up 2 fingers and point into the pit.
There are 2 foes.
I understood the sign language too, duh.
I hold up 1 finger.
You think you are the only one that understands?
Jack whispers, I'm going to go around the back. And he's going to head over this way.
You said those are railings?
Yeah. Just kind of a railing, and then there's a little bit of a drop down into this area where the pit is.
I think that the bow and arrows are the way to go. And so tell me, I'm sorry, one more time. What happened when you shot yours?
So you saw the spider kind of recoil and it flared out a foot, a leg, and the arrow harmlessly clattered off to the side.
Roll initiative.
Nothing happened, but didn't you roll a big number?
Okay, roll initiative. You don't know what
The
number
shot
he
looked
rolled.
good.
He rolled a number.
Clearly it was not sufficient.
You don't know. Roll
Why don't I
initiative.
know, right? 10 sucks.
18 for Balthazar.
Yeah, but I'm the spellcaster. Add your initiative modifier.
Oh, red's gonna be
Add your
Badass.
initiative modifier. Do you know where it is?
What'd Red get?
7.
7. Nice. Malachi?
12.
12 for Malachi. Oh, man. They've got high initiative. Toppy.
Thank you.
Then, what's your percent?
Totally good. Like 99.
That'll last you an hour.
Shush.
Let me cast that.
Have you guys seen the Excalibur?
No.
It's a sword,
Okay.
and then you can hang these to have your initiative order.
That's cool.
That's cool.
I have never seen that.
Can you turn it like 90 degrees?
Well,
I just want to get an idea of what it looks like.
maybe you should move 90 degrees.
I just did.
It's just a sword, like a...
Yeah.
You moved about 15 degrees.
So, enemy, then
Let me see.
Balthazar.
I think that's 90.
Okay. Sure.
That's so
Then-
cool.
Yeah,
Where did you get that?
just Amazon.
Wow. How do you search
Does that say
for...
enemy?
Yeah. This
That's
is
the spiders?
Initiative, it's the initiative order. Yeah.
Did you see the new Kobold Press
Here we
Kickstarter
go.
for
Jack.
Deep Magic 2?
No.
The new
Oh
spellbook.
man, is red gonna be at the bottom?
Red
is
likes
so
to be on the
sad.
bottom.
Jack's the middle of the sandwich.
I do like Jack.
Malachi.
Aha.
And red.
And red. That's okay. You can let stuff unfold, and then you can...
I'm just
Yeah,
observing
sometimes
a little
it's
bit.
nice to
I'm
be at the
standing
end.
back
Yeah,
and watching
especially
what's
with
happening.
a bow, you can, or like your firebolt, you can kind of pick and choose. Like you're gonna
Exactly.
whittle that
Yeah.
guy down.
Malachi
Thanks,
typically
guys.
wants to go last, because then the stuff kind of
This
develops,
one.
and then he can decide.
Rushes out of the pit.
Wow.
Spider-like
Spider.
And it rushes up and then onto the pillar and then around it and then down and attacks you. It's like on the pillar attacking you from above.
Moving like way faster than we anticipated.
Way faster than you
Spiders
thought
are
it
fast.
This is a huge,
Creepy as
fast, creepy spider. I'm
would.
gonna
Big
have
fucking creepy
Nightmares.
ass spider.
nightmares about freaking spiders.
And you hate spiders.
Your kids don't still have that tarantula, do they?
No,
Oh,
John
you
got
could
rid
have
of
set
it.
that in the middle.
Dude, that
Oh,
would
that
have
would have been awesome. Put a real
Actual
tarantula
big tarantula
on the play mat.
pink-footed.
and wherever it goes, that's who gets attacked.
So it's going to attempt to bite you.
Right.
Misses.
Wait, who?
11 with an 11 to hit on Malachi.
11 misses.
Then it's going to. Oh my
No,
god, I
I'm
rolled
sorry.
so
I don't know.
shitty.
Armor
gonna-
class.
Attempt to swing at you with one of its legs. To
Legs.
just slash at you, and that's
Oh.
a 10.
Miss.
Damn. And then again it tries to hit. This time it's 25.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a hit.
How'd you get a 25?
He rolled the dice.
So it does 8 slashing damage.
Oh.
Cuts through your robe, cuts across your arm. You feel the searing pain as it starts to bleed.
Okay.
This one
Does it sting of poison?
is going to... No, it does not. This one's going to rush out of the pit, up onto the wall, and onto the ceiling. And it's going to come towards you, use its entire action to get up to you.
Oh.
And it is now next to you on
As
the
it's
ceiling.
approaching, you see Night Woe come out of the teeth. And I'm
Do you stand up on the ceiling?
I'm basically hanging upside down.
So you were kind of like crawling along.
Yeah, I
So now you just like
make myself
stand
look
up.
big, pull out Night Woe.
yeah,
So it's like you're fighting
down
normally
battle.
and we're upside down up
Uh-huh.
there. That's freaking cool.
That's cool.
Right that
Love it. Alright, so next is Balthazar.
With my blade drawn,
So cool.
I strike. 28 versus armor class.
Hell yeah.
Oh, minimum damage.
No.
What's the name of your sword?
Night Woe. So 9 slashing damage, and I will be doing an unholy smite.
9 slashing.
9 slashing and
Night.
11
Like day and night.
necrotic damage.
And then woe. W-O-E. It means like
11
sadness.
necrotic.
And then I will use my curse wound, my twist divinity. After a successful attack, I spin the twist to curse the creature. It grants advantage to me for 1 minute. It does get a save. It's 15
You have to
dexterity save.
concentrate on that?
I do.
Okay. So I'm going to put this here. This means you're concentrating.
Okay.
Thank you.
What did Malachi do?
And I will mark this
You just
creature
Perfect.
with your...
The spider came
My
up
curse.
to Malachi.
Curse.
What did you do?
So then my second
have-
That's the
attack.
other
turn
cool
yet,
thing about
'cause
this.
I'm
You can
lower.
hang the...
The spider came up to
you can hang those.
That's
I know
awesome.
something happened. I just can't remember.
My second
Yeah,
attack comes in with a
elephant
27 versus armor class
Yes!
and does 14 slashing damage.
14?
Good girl.
Nice.
Don't be patronizing.
Yes, miss.
You hack a piece of one
Okay,
of its
listen.
legs off.
Nice.
It just like hisses at you. Okay, Jack is going to. Damn.
Did you get hurt?
A little bit.
Jack appears kind of behind this.
Ooh.
He's gonna
Jack.
leap up, like. He leaps up onto this railing and then leaps into the air as he attacks this thing.
Sweet! With the sword.
That's so advantage, not crit. Gonna hit. All right. All right. Drives his dagger in and just like hangs from it before it rips out of the thing, and he lands again. Ha ha! Let's do this, all right?
Rips out of the spider or into the spider?
But into the back of his like big, thick, heavy torso.
Nice. Good job, Jack.
Yeah, lands on his feet. And Malachi, you're up.
Malachi looks into the spider's many, many eyes.
Glittering black, kind of reflecting the light from your spell.
Not sure exactly what would frighten a spider of this size. Malachi will cast a spell.
A man with a very large can of bug spray.
Yeah.
Yeah, large bird.
Large bird.
Big bird.
Big bird.
Malachi
Hey guys!
will cast his
Yellow
spell,
goofy-ass
looking
bird.
right into the eyes. He'll mutter the incantation and cast his spell. Cause fear.
Okay.
Whatever may frighten a spider of this magnitude.
Is it immune to fear?
You awaken
Question.
the sense of mortality in one creature you can see within range.
Maybe fire is what it sees.
Oh, yeah.
I like that.
Maybe all of its
And
children.
what's the save? Wisdom?
18 wisdom saving throw.
We got a
DC
19.
Okay, so it's saved. So that was Malachi's turn. Well, crap.
You tried to
Wait, so he
arouse
didn't make
terror.
it or he did?
It seems to not
succeeded.
be scared of
Spider.
anything.
Oh, listen.
It is a apex predator.
And this might be because Malachi doesn't know what would cause fear in such a huge, intimidating spider. So Malachi casts the spell. His nerves are going. I don't know exactly what would rattle this spider.
Yeah.
But he cast the spell anyway, hoping it succeeded, and it fizzled out. The spider... Exactly.
Do you move or stay there?
If I'm right next to the spider, I'm gonna stay close to Red and not move.
Okay, how about...
Oh, he
Osseous?
cowers behind me. That's what you mean,
Osseous
right?
can act as well. You want Osseous
Where
to
is
attack?
Osseous now?
Next to him.
Osseous will rush
Is that
in.
the guy going like this?
Yeah,
Osseous? Oh, come
Do you have
on.
a skeleton figure?
I do, but that
Then you gotta
I like
dig it
that
out.
one better.
Okay, I'm gonna have Osseous rush the spider and
I have a lot of
attack.
skeleton figures, but they're all very generic. I only have one of this. So I'm using
Osseous is holding a short sword.
it. Okay.
Osseous is going to just... You hear the clattering of his bone feet on the hard floor. And he swings this old, rusted, decayed short
Does
sword.
he just want to swing around here?
That's fine. And attack the spider. I don't know if you're doing... If he has... I'm drawing a
On
blank.
this, he would not have advantage.
Okay.
He would be
Alright, that's fine. Plus 4 to
anything
hit.
disadvantage.
14 versus armor class.
Misses.
So the sword clacks against one of the legs and just ting! And a little chip of old rusted metal comes off of the sword.
I love
Like
that.
those
Good
old
flavor.
Jason and the Argonaut movies from the 60s
Mhm.
with the claymation skeletons.
Yeah.
That's
Fighting.
exactly what I pictured, yeah. But Osseous is there just trying to swing with this old nasty sword.
Perfect.
Alright, that was Malachi. Red, know what you're gonna do? Character sheet.
Run screaming.
Come on,
It's
Red.
a
What you got? Come on, Red.
Oh no, spiders don't bother me.
Okay.
Red's like, ooh, a spider.
No, it's really close.
I want to be friends
So
with
if
this
you
spider,
use
yeah.
your bow, you need to gain some space.
Can I do any kind of persuasion, like emotionally or anything with this spider?
You can try. What do you want to say?
We're your friends. We mean you no harm. Can we talk to him about it?
Roll a persuasion check. This is gonna be your action, though.
It's on there.
Oh, it is my action?
Yep.
Huh?
So it's this or fighting with everybody else.
Mhm.
You
And
can
my
say
choices
something
are-
if you just want to say something, but if you want it to
We're
affect
friends.
combat, that's your action.
Nah, I want to get in with the action. I think we're past talking to this person, this spider, so I'm going to go
It's a
ahead and use a sword. Yeah.
Very good.
So I think we're past the talking. That would have been a few minutes ago.
Uh-huh.
So,
Mm-hmm.
that one?
Mm-hmm.
So, what do I do? I just roll?
You always.
You always roll. Okay.
Always roll.
I'm sorry, that's a 9, I think. It just was on a side.
Plus.
7, so 16, and then...
So tell Jensen.
What do I do with this right here?
Nothing yet.
Okay,
Oh,
so
that's only
6.
if you hit.
So I was using my, what is that, a dagger or a big long sword?
Probably a short sword.
It's a short sword.
Short sword.
Maybe a rapier.
It's a short sword.
Short sword.
You pull. Yeah, the short sword just
Kind of a
sings as
She
it.
likes a
as it
thick sword.
Yeah, no, I'm excited to get in.
Sword.
girth sword.
I'm excited to get into the action here. What are you drinking? Like, what are you pouring over there?
A lot of rum.
It's like spiced rum.
It's Captain Morgan.
Hi ho.
Oh, look at that.
That's the
big
same
bottle.
thing you guys have.
You need to buy your
I know.
liquor by the gallon like that.
Who do you think I am, man?
I'm an experienced drinker.
Nice.
You gotta work your way up to that point.
Okay.
So what was your total on your attack?
None of your business. First, I'm going to
It's
take
none of
your
your
business. First,
Alright,
I'm
it's a
taking
miss.
my sword because I want in on the action. So I want to try and just go into the middle where Jack went because Jack made a good. And where did Jack land on this same spider?
On its back.
On the back?
No, not on its back.
Behind it.
Just behind
He
it.
I
landed and he like just he slammed his dagger in and basically just like held on until it dragged out of its body and he landed.
Like a gear shift.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go right for the eyeballs because I know they're sensitive and tender. So I'm going to go right into the eyeballs.
Very smart.
Okay.
So I'm aiming
Wait
for
till the
that.
spiders
No,
go
you already
nuts.
rolled. What
I
was
already
your
rolled
number?
and my number is 16.
16 to hit.
You see, and this is with a long sword, short sword.
Short sword.
All right. Like just a slashing kind of a weapon. You
But
rush
into the
up.
eyeballs.
And it's dodging around, and as its head whips around, you see one of the larger of the eyes,
Oh, disgusting.
and it just like glitters as it looks directly at you, and you almost instinctively slash, and you see it split open, and gore just comes gushing out of it. Go ahead and roll damage.
Like a split grape.
Yeah.
Roll damage.
Nice.
Which one? It's 1 damage, 6. So it's one of these.
Plus
6.
6 slashing damage to the eyeball.
To the eyeball.
Yeah.
What's my total there? What could I get?
What do you mean?
6 plus 4, 10. Is
Yeah,
the
so
max.
the most you can
That's
do
the
would be
max.
10.
That's
Thank
the
you.
max. Yes.
That's what I was trying to
Okay.
get.
Okay. It kind of hisses a little
Now.
bit and rides back
Now.
and raises one of its legs as it's going to attack you next.
Now she has, at your level,
Extra attack.
Roll again.
So that leg that's coming at me, I can swipe again with
wanna
the same
hack at the leg?
short sword.
Okay.
Hold on. 18.
Versus armor class.
That hits.
Sorry, what?
18
So the
versus
leg
armor
starts
class.
coming towards you, and you just hack at it, cut the end of the leg off. About a foot long piece of the leg comes off.
Roll your damage.
Roll damage.
Ooh.
9.
Circumcised.
Very nice.
Sweet. Now it's a Jewish spider.
It's Spiderstein.
Now it's got little
Suddenly it
ringlets.
goes Mazel Tov. Rushes off. No, it just uses one of its other legs to swing at
That
you.
was good, though.
With a natural 20.
Oh, that's not good for me.
It's-
I got it.
Yeah, you got it.
So you angered the spider.
How are we doing crits? Are we doing double
Max
roll?
plus roll.
We're doing
Yeah,
max
max
roll?
plus roll.
Some of these words.
Plus modifier.
So
Okay.
that's 16 damage.
Okay, do your math.
As it slashes
That's a
across
tricky
you,
math.
rips your blouse open, your tits fly out.
Yeah, they're gorgeous though.
Okay, so now
And
Jack
so-
has
so
disadvantage.
Spider-
It's gorgeous. The spider is like dazed
Yeah.
and confused for a moment, blinded by the headlights. It's gonna lose one of its attacks, but then it's gonna lunge in to try to bite Malachi.
Okay.
Oh, that hits. The bite you do not want to take.
Okay.
That's gonna do 12 damage plus
To Malachi?
poison damage.
Because my movies? I'm sorry, I got lost.
Shush.
Excuse me.
Don't tell me to shush. Tell me what I missed.
4 poison damage,
Okay.
and
You're
you
still
are
low.
poisoned.
Poison. Okay.
Oh. Where did the poison? Oh, from his teeth.
Its bite, the fangs whipped open, poison dripping, and then just sunk into Malachi.
Oh, I'm sorry, Malachi.
It's okay. I only shushed you because he was telling me what was happening. Malachi.
No, I know.
There you go. Malachi is poisoned.
Poisoned. A poisoned?
Is Balthazar poisoned?
No, I've
He's
been
concentrating on.
Okay, a
this
poisoned
stuff.
creature has disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks. That's under conditions in the player's handbook.
That's its turn.
So good.
Red did make it lose one of its attacks.
That's good.
The other one is going
Attack
to
Balthazar.
attack Balthazar.
He has a certain amount of attacks.
That's a
What?
20.
He has a certain amount of
Well,
attacks.
Red gets
Okay.
2 attacks.
That's its bite.
It's possible to have multiple attacks.
So that's
Even-
going to be again a 12
The one,
damage.
the one up in the air
Plus
is attacking.
Balthazar.
Yes.
7 poison damage. So you are poisoned.
I don't know.
Balthazar is poisoned. Say you said it and it
I'm
happened.
confused why he has the ring.
Those are conditions. Poisoned, stunned,
Yeah.
frightened.
Bad.
So
Bad.
these 2 green ones
They're
say
conditioned.
poisoned, and this one says concentrating.
Are you
So that's
serious?
disadvantage to attack rolls and saving throws.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, that's cool, but it looks like
Well, I'm
Red
glad
is
I
kind of
have him
hanging on
cursed
strong.
because that will negate the disadvantage.
So be thinking of what Red wants to
Right.
do.
And then it's gonna
Well, wasn't it beneficial
miss
for me to keep
and miss with
stabbing
its
at
2.
just keep doing that every
Just
single-
swinging at you.
With
It bites
it's-
and then
yes,
pulls
and then
back
don't
as the
forget
poison
your
is dripping from
maneuvers.
its fangs. Like it just
Slobber
came inside
hanging
you.
down.
I'll help
It's
you
still
with these.
dripping
Yes,
as
I
it
like that.
pulls
Maneuvers.
its phallic
being
At least
a
it pulled out
master
early.
fighter.
Now,
One thing
Should
got
be
best
doing
it
at
pull out
it
game
more
is not
than
Free poison in there.
Maybe it's
Short
just
pull
like-
out game sucks. And then it just tried to
Because we're that
swing at
close,
you
so
with
yes.
a couple of its
Sword
legs
is
and
close.
missed.
The sword, the
And that brings us to
Oh.
Balthazar.
You see Nightwoe, you see black smoke boiling off the blade like dark flames from a Stygian pit. As he and I have advantage, but then I have disadvantage from poison, so it's nothing. 17 versus armor class.
Hits.
And this is an unholy smite, hence the black smoke. So 15 slashing and 10 necrotic damage.
Nice.
I hew into him with...
That's a massive hit. This thing rears back and looks like it's in pain.
And as it rears,
Very angry.
I take Nightwoe and I drive it deep into its abdomen with my second attack. 26 versus armor class for minimum 9 slashing damage.
Did you roll with disadvantage from the poison?
Well, I have advantage because of my curse that I put
Oh,
on.
so it's
So
just
it
a straight
negates it.
roll.
Yeah.
So how much damage?
What I wanted.
9?
9 slashing.
You know what you
for
want
my
to do?
second
No,
attack.
I figure it out.
Nice.
Oh.
I just bite
Bloody.
it right in front of
It is clearly injured and hurting now. And now at the end of your turn, roll a con save.
Oh, I think I got this. 18.
Oh,
disadvantage.
you shrug off the poison.
Nice.
You are no longer poisoned. That was huge. That was a big
Yeah.
roll right there.
Maybe he got me in the arm and
I
you
do
see
need
me
you to
suck
roll
it out.
a Constitution saving throw for the damage you took for your concentration.
Oh, right. So I took a lot of damage. In fact, I took 19.
It's half damage,
So
so
10.
that would be 9.
Yes.
Half of 18 is 9, so 10. You have to roll a 10 on your Constitution saving.
And I got a 20.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're good.
And I did both attacks. That's my turn.
Yep. All right. That was a good turn,
That was.
and it's looking rough.
So wait,
Yeah,
did
but
we find out if did he
what's your
die? You
health
got
at
him in the
right now?
abdomen, and what happened to him?
He didn't die, but he is severely wounded.
Yeah,
he
he
is
like hacked
second
really
guessing.
hard, hit it hard, like cut it bad. It reared back. He stabbed it. God, now it's just like it's not like in this fight right now. It's going.
I've taken almost 20 points of damage, but I'm good.
Yeah, it's looking like you've got the advantage.
Yeah, I got the upper hand on this
He's
guy.
got the upper hand.
I've got
He's
him
gonna
cursed, which, in fact, now that I'm no longer poisoned, so now
You'll
I'll
have
have advantage.
Yeah,
So
very
the-
nice.
What's he cursed with?
So I have it's called Twist Divinity, so I can, when
hell
I first struck him, I basically, called forth a curse of darkness and blindness and, may your soul rotting foulness forever.
You cast him to hell.
Basically the spider, like I whispered dark secrets into his brain, and so he grants advantage to me because he cowers slightly in fear. And this will last for a minute, which is, 10 rounds? Mm-hmm. So probably for the combat, he'll be cursed. And then I can do that again, but I have to have a short rest first.
Average combat lasts 3 to 4 rounds.
Yeah. And this is round number 2.
It's all that, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, Jack leaps up, he grabs one of the legs, and as he's like holding onto this thing, it tries to shake him off, and he just takes his dagger and flings it. And it hits the body of the thing, and he's just like, and then he just like hangs onto the leg, and he's trying to drag this thing off the wall. Like it's on this pillar, this like strange pillar. Dude's insane. That's his turn, so
I kind of love Jack.
Alright, so
You are
Malachi's poisoned. Malachi's poisoned. He's woozy.
You wouldn't know what that means. You do have certain spells the poison really wouldn't affect, right?
As far as...
Because poison gives you disadvantage on attacks and ability checks.
So what Malachi...
So maybe you don't want to use a spell that gives
It is an
that you
attack.
have to attack.
You'd think that. So
You'd
where...
think that. But I'm not going to do
He's
that.
going to do whatever he wants.
Because I'd rather take disadvantage.
However, where Jack was holding onto the leg and stabbing at the abdomen and the spiders on the pillar, Malachi does know enough from fighting with Balthazar that can Malachi, I mean everything's kind of woozy because of the poison, basically flanking. Can Malachi wait and time it where Jack distracts the spider, grabbing onto his leg, and then Malachi will reach out and try to grab the spider
Sure.
with
You
his
wanna use
bare
chill touch?
hand. Vampiric touch.
Oh, vampiric touch. Ooh,
Vampiric
That's
touch.
a new one.
Yes.
So it'll be a straight roll then.
A straight roll plus 10 to hit. Shit. What is it, Misty?
Oh.
A natural 1.
Do you touch Jack
And
or
I
Red
was,
or Osseous?
and I was casting it at
So-
level 4.
This is a spell attack.
A spell
Roll
attack.
a d10. I'm looking at I made fumble charts.
Perfect.
And,
Uh-oh.
Oh, and it rolled it outside of the
Uh-oh.
tray.
Here we go. A 4.
spell energy backfires. Blind and deaf till the end of next round.
Okay.
Oof.
Makes perfect sense. He was poisoned. Everything's woozy.
You try to
He-
reach
I
out.
got him, I got
You don't touch anything, and it just backfires. All that energy had to go somewhere.
Yep. That makes sense.
Blind and deafened.
Blind and
Blind,
deaf.
deaf, and poison. And then do
You
I...
are useless.
Does he sure play a mean pinball?
Yeah, roll a con save.
Okay.
You know that it's the Who, deaf, dumb, blind kid sure plays mean pinball. Pinball wizard.
A natural 20.
Oh,
He did that on the roll before.
alright, so you're no longer poisoned, but you are blind and deaf.
Okay.
But you can still see
You got
through
a natural
Osseous.
20
We'll
just
take that
Mhm.
off.
Oh, good job.
All right. So Osseous' turn. Hopefully. Unless my natural 1...
See, blinded, deafened. You
Nice.
see
Okay,
those?
yeah.
And curiously, his
These are
wiener
really
fits
cool.
in both of those.
Can I see your little box? I know that's weird. Weird to
It's
ask.
weirder if someone asks you to see your little box.
There you go.
I know you'd
Osseous.
show me yours, so I'll show you mine.
Stunned.
Malachi can no longer
Osseous.
see through the eyes of Osseous. Malachi's blinded.
Good.
But...
Malachi's blind. You haven't been seeing through his eyes since you guys came in here.
Right.
Do you want to,
Osseous...
as Osseous' turn, do you want to see through Osseous' eyes and negate the blindness?
I think Malachi would just command off Osseous to just keep attacking.
Okay.
Attack, attack, attack. Osseous plus 4 to hit. Oh, 21 versus armor
That
class.
hits. Nice.
Osseous, that old
Osseous
rusty,
kind of
crumbling
actually
sword.
pushes you out of the way and gets in front of and blocks you. And kind of blocks out so you can't be attacked again. Leaps, oddly, seeming to have some level of intelligence.
Oh.
You
Pushes
hear a
Malachi
voice.
out of the way.
Son! No!
Oh, you said that before.
No.
My son.
Osseous plunges the sword into the spider's abdomen for
With
6
the short sword?
short sword, 6
More
piercing
of a
damage.
hacking motion.
Okay.
Long sword
It's listed
fight
as
more.
piercing damage.
Those thrusts.
Short sword?
Yeah, it's listed as piercing damage.
Okay.
Short sword. So maybe
So
like
how much
maybe
did
like
you roll on damage?
I did 6 damage.
6. Okay. It's definitely bloodied at this point. So you guys are.
All right.
When I say bloodied, that means they're more than half their health is gone.
Whose health?
The
Spiders.
spiders. So
So
both
right now
of
they're
them are
both
less
fine.
than half health right now.
40%.
Well, 50.
49.
What's half?
You said less than that.
Less than half, so 49 or less.
Greater than, or less than or equal to.
Less than or equal to.
Let me write this down.
Okay, that was Mal. All right, Red.
Let me do the math.
So that's actually an old throwback to 4th edition D&D where bloodied was a thing. And when stuff became bloodied, a lot of times they would
Change
do
the
something
mechanics
else.
of things, yeah.
It would
I
be-
sometimes throw stuff like that.
See, that was a mechanic I liked. Like it would do an
I
extra
do like
attack
that, too.
or regain
Less than half.
something.
Yeah. Like
Less than
it
or
gets
equal to.
more
It's
frenzy,
like second
or maybe
wind,
it's going to act a
basically.
little
So just put the
differently. I
line
do
under
think
the
a
left
creature would
hand
act
side.
differently
Right.
if it
That's less
If
So
it knows it's
imminent
in mortal
death.
danger.
can.
50%.
Which brings us to
Or half.
red.
Red. Got your character sheet. Know what you're doing?
Yeah.
Okay, then do it.
I have decorated myself,
Spidery sounds.
and I've decorated myself with the spiders. We are friends.
Oh, I see that.
Yes.
Okay, you
What's
want
red
to
doing?
befriend the spiders? Is that your action?
I hate that.
I love that you have decorated yourself with the spiders.
I've got one in my hair.
She's not scared of spiders at all. Her husband has to get her to kill the spiders.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Okay. So no, I'm just gonna keep going with that bow. I mean, excuse me, the sword, my short sword. So that's what I'm gonna do is because they're 40%.
Ish.
First attack?
They're at least less than 50.
50.
or
Equal to
40.
or less than.
40 could be included in that.
This is like our
As
carrot.
in
Our carrot
49.
Like 49 could be possible.
So is this spider like sideways
yeah,
on the
it's
pillar?
sideways on the pillar.
Are we talking about
Hanging.
his?
No,
No,
yours.
we're talking about
There's
yours.
no
the one
pillar.
you guys are fighting. This
No,
one
it's
is like
It's on the
I'm
big.
asking.
I can't put it
hexagonal
that way,
pillar.
but it's actually like this,
Okay,
attacking.
There's
Okay.
just
That's why
not a-
Jack jumped up and grabbed it and is basically hanging on this thing
On a leg?
on a leg.
Declare that you're going to do that.
I'm gonna do a trip attack.
You're going to swing
Hell
one of
yeah!
its
Do a
legs,
trip attack.
Knock
Fuck
it off
yeah.
of that pillar.
It'll
could
maybe
knock it off
land
the
on its
pillar.
back.
I don't know what a trip
I
attack
will
is.
help you.
Just tell me what it is, and then I can flavor it as much as I want.
You're gonna knock it prone. So knock it off of the pillar onto the ground.
Okay. So I'm gonna do a
So
trip
it's
attack.
interesting
Okay, so
because
you're going to
you have to think about the situation and what would you want to do realistically. But then you have to bring in the game mechanics. So what these guys are talking about is game mechanics.
Yes.
Like what would be great to be able to do? Rip it off the wall,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
Now you have an attack that's called trip attack that normally if you're fighting a two-legged enemy on even ground, you can knock them down, they fall to the ground. Well, in this situation, we would kind of portray that as maybe you're able to like hit the leg that it's really clinging to the wall with and it loses its grip and it falls to the ground.
Okay.
So it could be you flavor things in a certain way, but you still have to use the game mechanics to represent that.
And there's a mechanical reason why we're thinking this, because a creature that's prone grants advantage to
Right,
melee attacks.
if you knocked an enemy down and you're all around it, then you suddenly get a better attack.
Well,
right?
and
than if
halftime,
it's above
if
you
they're
and you're trying to
prone-
fight it off.
So it may fall off the wall on its back, and as it scrambles
what I was
over,
gonna
we
say.
all get advantage to hit it.
We're at an advantage because he's now on his back, trying to get himself back onto his feet. So, I'm with you. Thank
So-
you for that.
So how this works for you is you declare, I'm going to do a trip attack. That means you expend one of your superiority dice. So do a little 1 next to that colon for superiority dice. And you, yes,
How many of these do I get?
it's written down there, superiority dice 4. You have 4.
That wasn't my question. Like, how do I know how many of these right here?
How many different
How
abilities?
many
There's
do you
maneuvers,
see?
5 known.
So there's
So
5.
how many times do I get to do a maneuver in a turn?
Once per turn.
Once per turn. Okay. Okay, so I'm choosing a trip attack as my one maneuver.
Yes. And
that
you
how I
have
would
to
say
expend a
that?
superiority dice since you declared it. Now you rolled a hit.
Am I doing again the D20
Yes.
to do a superiority
Yep.
superiority dice.
Well, no, this is just to see if you hit. Ignore the superiority dice for now. That's only if you hit.
But
Roll
do I
well.
go with any other numbers?
+7.
So my trip attack is
Nope.
okay.
Ignore trip attack for now. You need to see if you hit. If you hit, then trip attack happens.
It shall be.
If you miss, then you've still expended one of your 4d8s, but nothing happens. It's wasted.
You're going to explain this to me later
Huh?
because I do not get it.
Oh.
Don't say oh.
Did you get at least a 16?
So I got a
So you'll still spend,
13.
She marked it.
even though you missed, you still lose that superiority.
How do I know that I missed? What am
Well,
I missing right
okay, so look. So 6. Look,
now? I get it.
ignore superiority dice. 6 plus
7 is 13, I already said, but I don't know what I'm trying to hit.
Well, I know that I've rolled a 15 and missed. So I know a 15 doesn't count.
That's what you're coming off of,
Yep.
is that number.
Because he's never
Ideally-
come out and told us what it is.
Right. Ideally, you would just tell Jensen 13 to hit, and he'll say miss.
Okay.
And then you still get your second attack.
And
Right?
you could spend another superiority
Mhm.
on that attack and try and trip it again.
But I can only do one superiority
I think.
per turn.
Let me double check that.
Is it per attack or per turn? That I'm not sure.
Right. Let me double check that.
And what's the difference between an attack and a turn?
So your turn, you may get multiple attacks. And so you could only do it once. Like my Unholy Smite, I can do it on once per turn, even though I get 2 attacks. I can choose which one to do it on. And I think it's the same thing with that, so I don't think you can try to trip it again. So I think it's once per turn. If it's once per attack, since you get 2 attacks, you could do it again.
Okay, this part very specifically. Can we go over that when I'm alert?
Mm-hmm.
You'll explain it to me really clearly.
Oh, so with trip attack. Okay, so I probably should have read it at first. A trip attack says when you hit a creature with a weapon
Oh, then
attack,
you choose.
you can expend 1 superiority dice to attempt to knock the target down.
So you didn't spend it because you didn't hit.
With trip attack, it's you roll the hit. If you hit, then you can choose to say, I'm aiming at a leg, I'm going to expend a superiority dice to do a trip attack.
And since I didn't hit, then I didn't
you
spend
spend
that.
Erase that.
So it's the
Yes.
same with my Unholy Smite. After I hit, I decide if I want to
Okay,
do that.
Now,
follow-up question. Then if I choose to do a second attack,
well, you won't choose to. You will.
You get an
do
extra
it.
attack.
okay.
So you would
Then
attack
when
again.
I do my second attack, my extra attack,
Uh-huh.
then I roll again to hit.
Mhm.
If I hit, then I can choose my superiority.
Perfect.
Think of your superiority. I can't say it.
I can do
Superiority.
superiority.
Think of them like
Superiority.
potions. Like you've got 4 potions, and you can take one to trip it, and you can choose when to take it. And then once those 4 are gone, they're gone until you have a long rest, and you can refill your potions.
I don't know if I would do potions.
Yeah, maybe
that
not
might
potions.
be more
That's
confusing.
confusing. Maybe like in a video game, it's like a bonus.
No, she won't know video games.
Wait, can you go Animal Crossing video game?
Let's just stick with D&D. You've got 4d8, 4 superiority dice, and trip attack says when you hit, then you can choose. Just exactly like what
When you
said.
hit, then you can choose to
Yep.
use superiority.
And so you
And
missed
I
on the
don't
first
think
attack.
there's a limit because I think
Yeah.
Callus eventually he had 3 attacks and he could do a superiority dice with each one.
Okay.
You just burn through your dice quicker. I don't think it says you can use 1 per turn.
If it doesn't mention where it talks about superiority die, then it shouldn't be a thing.
You can use only 1 maneuver per attack.
But if you get multiple attacks,
Then you can use multiple superiority dice.
But I only get 2. Am I right about that? Like, I get my initial attack, I missed, and then I get 1 more attack, and then I'm done.
Yes. Well, you can still do your bonus action if there's anything you can do with a bonus action, like second
Hang the
hog.
hog.
But yes,
Hang the
for the
hog.
most part, you're right.
I don't like that. I
You should
haven't
get your
heard
bonus
that one
action,
before.
which is like a
Like when
little
you
something.
hang the hog.
hang the
A
hog,
bonus
slit
action
throat,
is
let it bleed
Turning
out.
around.
something quick.
I'm just hanging the
Something
pig.
easy, something quick. Drinking a potion, using your second wind. I know that's a bonus.
So she missed on her first attack, and she's going to try again
13.
to trip it.
This is
Okay.
That's
Second attack.
second attack.
You got this. Nope. Add it up.
10.
But you still don't spend your superiority die because it
Right.
wasn't.
We looked at
double
trip
check
attack. If you hit, then you can choose to trip attack. Now, if you want to, you do have your action surge. You might as well use that. See where it says actions?
Unfortunately for red, look at the turn order. So even if she knocks it down, it's going to get up.
It's just going to get back up.
Yeah,
Explain that.
because it goes next, and on its turn, it will just right itself, and now it's no longer prone. So then we're not getting.
Because it goes
So the
back up to the
advantage
top
is
again
gonna
of
be
that
minimal.
tree.
Maybe. I mean, it'll be on the ground, and then it has to decide what to do.
Yeah.
I mean, it will fall off and be prone.
It's a ladybug. It's going to
It's
flip
up.
over.
It's
Yeah,
gonna
probably
get up,
wouldn't choose
and then
to be
you
prone.
could either choose to just attack you or crawl away or do whatever.
That is one of those little tricks to know.
Nuances of
Yes.
Nuances is what I was going to say.
Nuances. Yes, since the enemy acts right after red, if you knock it onto its
Then I
back,
have to take that into consideration. So I will
I
not
would.
use. I will not use my action surge. I will see what they do.
you could still do damage with your action surge.
Just do a regular.
What
attack
is
again.
what is the action surge?
It's basically
Contain.
another turn to get more actions. One more action. And your action can be attack action, which gives you 2 attacks.
So you can.
Attack action. So I would roll again twice
Uh-huh.
to see if I can hit
Uh-huh.
both
But you only
times.
get to do that once
Could
per
I use
day.
the superiority
Once
if I
per
hit?
long rest.
Yes,
Again?
but tripping's probably not going to be much help. But damage would.
Why would the tripping not be much help?
So
There's
if
just so
it
many-
trips, you're at the bottom of the initiative order on the sword. So and then it will grant advantage as long as it's prone. Well, it acts next because we go back up to the top, and it's just going to flip itself over.
Think about it this
now it's
way.
no longer prone.
If you were up here and you went right after the enemy and you knocked it prone and it was upside down and then these guys got
Then
to
they're going
attack
to keep
it
on stabbing it while it's prone.
while it's
Yep.
prone and then it gets to go.
Okay, I get that, but
So that's
let's
just kind of
say.
the feature of
let's
D&D.
say that I roll
There's
it-
the turn order.
But
right.
what if I stab it while it's prone? Because it's still prone for me.
So
Yeah,
if,
so
if
say
you
your
knock
first
it down on
attack
your
knocks
first
it
one,
down, then your second one
gets advantage.
gets
So that is
advantage.
true.
Which advantage is
I have
nice. 'cause
2.
Advantage
Mhm,
equates to a +5 to your roll.
I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna do 2 actions and see if I can
Alright.
So action
stab it
surge.
in addition to trip it.
Okay, so go ahead and roll.
Mark next to
Because I've
your,
been getting really good numbers with this.
So
Mark-
mark off your action.
mark next to your action surge. And
Okay.
that does replenish after a short or long rest.
Now, and I get 1 second
short?
wind, 1 action,
I just
1
verified
superiority.
Short rest.
I get 1 of each of those for.
Please
Thanks
repeat.
for verifying that.
I get 1 of each of these for 1 turn before a big rest.
Or a short rest. That's what the S&L is. A short rest or long rest.
Okay, but I
I
get 1
find
of
that
each of
very
those.
helpful.
It's not 1 or the other.
Correct.
Thank you.
Correct.
Okay.
All right.
okay.
Rolling
You
to
got to
hit.
hit on this one and then trip it. It'll be perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So do the math.
26.
Yes!
Now you
So now
declare.
it does a trip.
So it's prone.
Well, yeah.
I
No,
just-
it has-
No.
The trip attack, it has a save, right?
So
So
now
the save is dictated by the damage plus the.
well, let's do this in order. You declare. I'm going to do a trip attack.
Priority. Nope.
Yep.
Stack.
Well, you already. Yeah. So you hit it. So now damage.
You hit it, so now.
But there's even one step before that.
Yeah.
Mark a mark next to superiority dice.
Because I hit it, I'm choosing to do a superiority.
Yes.
It's a trip attack.
Now
It's a trip
roll
attack.
your damage, but I know that you will also add 1d8 to your damage. That's the
Your
superiority.
superiority die is D8.
Oh, I heard
The door. Did you order a woman?
Or a man. Come on.
Okay. And your 1d8,
It's Jack.
because your superiority dice is 1d8, and you will add 1d8 to your damage. So you rolled your 1d6, you're going to add 4, plus you're going to add a 1d8. Yes, trust me on this. Okay, so add those 2 together, plus 4.
Okay, I'm confused. Can you show me on here what you're doing right now?
Deep breath.
Yes,
Okay.
Nobody was
It's
there.
a lot.
I know.
I heard it.
Let me read trip
I did
attack.
too.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody shush, I'm going to read this to Mystic. Okay, listen.
Did he
I'm
just
listening,
shush the
listening,
DM?
listening.
Yeah, I
A
did.
third spider!
Lich monster.
Attacks Malachi, and only Malachi. Okay, you ready?
Yes.
Trip attack. When you hit a creature with a weapon attack, you can expend one superiority dice to attempt to knock the target down. You did that.
Yes.
You add the superiority die to the attack's damage roll. That's why you're adding the 1d8.
Okay, I'm sorry. Superiority dice says 4d8. Can you explain the difference between 4d8 and 1d8?
You have 4 of these that you can use.
You only
just
use
used
one at
one
a
of
time.
them. Hold on.
One
You
per
just used one
attack?
of them.
Yeah.
1 per maneuver.
Okay.
You expend a superiority
So you have
dice
3
when
more
you
now.
choose. You expend a superiority dice each time you choose to do a maneuver.
And I chose trip attack.
So you have expended 1 superiority dice, hence
And
the
I got
mark.
this, right?
And on trip attack, it says you add a 1d8 to your damage. That's why.
Was this from my damage right here?
Yes.
So what
Okay,
was
so
the
my
damage?
damage was 4, and then I rolled an
With
8, and it
modifiers?
was a
Hold
1.
on, she still needs to add.
It was 4, and then my 8 was a 1,
Just tell him
so it's
the
5.
final.
I know, but then there's modifiers. Where's the modifiers?
What's the damage for sword?
4.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be 9.
So tell him that number.
That.
Okay, so now that's its save.
If the target is large or smaller, it must make a strength saving throw. Now, what's your maneuver DC?
13.
It needs to make a strength saving throw DC 13.
It fails. Drops to the ground. Upside down in front of you.
What fails? Does he mean he
So
didn't
it's
do well, or
failed
I
on
did?
its
Spider
success and is
So he
under.
rolls for the enemy.
Now
he
you get
never rolls for
now
you.
roll in another attack with advantage as you try to stab it while it's on the ground in
So
front
this
of
is
you.
number 2 attack
Yep.
with my second.
Perfect. Advantage. Roll it twice, take the higher.
And you're
That's
not
what
doing a
advantage
superiority
I'm just
die.
making sure it says that.
Roll it twice, take the higher.
Okay. Do I add it to
Your plus.
Look at sword.
Sword plus.
this one?
Yes.
19.
Very good. Tell Jess.
That hits.
19 to
I
hit.
did. Eye contact.
Then roll your
Yeah.
damage.
Nice work.
Now roll damage.
Now you get to roll damage.
You guys understand how complicated this is, right?
It's easy for
My
us
kids
to
play
do
this.
it.
Wow.
So
I
did
know.
my character.
Sterling, Amelia.
Yep.
They're adorable.
Very good.
Okay, 8.
8 piercing damage. Very good. I like to tell him what the number
Ah.
is.
Who?
Dang.
Tell the,
I know,
the
after
DM,
you've come-
instead of just saying 8. 8 damage. Or
8 damage.
17 to hit. Or something like that. Let him know the number.
Alright, so you
mean
bring
not
your
just
short
number,
sword,
but
you
the-
knock this thing
What
off the
number
wall,
it
you
is.
hack the leg that is like the one linchpin that's holding it on the column, and it drops to the ground, and then you just drive your short sword into
My
its
favorite part.
torso. Yank it back out.
Ooh.
Blood and gore is cascading off of this weapon as you pull back. It's like curling up like spiders do. You know how their legs curl up, trying to protect itself. This thing looks on the verge of death. And that brings us to enemy's turn.
The spider.
It twists over, and it's looking like it's just harried. It doesn't want to have anything to do with you guys. It's gonna use it's gonna wait until it can kind of dodge out of the way, and then suddenly skitters up the wall about 40 feet,
It's running away.
and basically gets to the ceiling right there.
It's injured. How's it going about that?
That's not
Yeah,
dead.
it is hurt bad. You can see that
It's
a
fight or
couple of
flight.
its legs are just dragging, but it manages to drag itself up the wall and get to the ceiling.
Nice flavor. Very good.
The other one
On Balthazar.
on you, it's going to attempt a retreat.
Oh. Let
Actually-
him come.
Is it going to do his...
Actually, no, it's going to attack you.
Oh.
It's going to bite you.
Oh, good.
That misses. And the legs
Maybe
are going to
something.
swing. Both legs hit. That's... Ooh, big rolls.
Me too.
So... 22 damage.
Ooh.
As it just slashes at you with its legs and then launches off the ceiling towards the pit. You get an opportunity attack.
And I am officially bloodied.
And you do have advantage on this because
Less
of
than
the
or equal to
curse.
half.
Yep.
I'll take the 17. It's a 26 versus AC.
Hell yeah.
Come on.
Oh, nice.
Come on.
So, as it
Uh-oh.
lunges away from me, you see Balthazar reach out and grab some of the hairy spines on its back, and some of them pull away in his hand as he restrains it for just an instant and drives Nightwall right into its rectum, if a spider had a rectum, into its cloaca, deep inside for
Spider
14 points of slashing damage.
All
How
right.
do you know what a spider butt is?
I'm just assuming it's showing me its anus right now.
So you slash and you hit the spinnerets that create the webs on the end of its
Guys are
thorax
smart.
there.
They know things.
Drops off in, and it did leave a web, but you cut the web in the process of
nice.
doing that. It drops into the webbing, and you look down into this pit, and you see the webbing just kind of coil around it as it drops inside, out of sight. And that one, it's still cursed though, technically by your curse, so it's out of sight. This one is up there.
I need to make a concentration roll to see if the curse still lingers.
Oh, that's true. Twice. Each one is a 10, DC 10.
So that's a 16. Ooh, and that's a fail.
All right, the curse
That's
is
a 4.
one of the legs that hit you broke your concentration. You're no longer concentrating. You guys were very lucky to avoid the poison. That's a bad poison too.
At this,
I would still say you're kind of feverish, but you're just fighting through it, and you're resisting its worst effects.
Like COVID after a booster shot.
Exactly. All right, that's the enemy's turn. Balazar.
at the start of my turn, one of my fresh wounds, I noticed the skin begin to knit gently as I regenerate a few hit points.
That sucks.
And as long as I'm not in sunlight, I regenerate.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah, there's definitely no sunlight down here. It's dark.
Malachi's
There's
jealous.
weird lighting. There's this one bright white light that shines out and then dissipates quickly. There's weird kind of reddish lights in some places and greenish lights in other places. It's a very strange lighting area.
is there a web near from where I am, a strand that leads down into the pit?
Yeah.
I'm going to wrap my elbow around it and slide down the webbing.
Oh!
I love it!
And
I love it!
And I'm upside down, so I'm going Nightwolf first.
Oh, all right.
That's
you
cool.
Slide down. You're just going down into the
And I
pit.
have dark vision, so as I enter the pit, I should have
As you
clarity.
enter
You
the
got dark
pit, you
vision
see
too?
this one has now clung to the side. You're down inside the pit. Maybe about 10 feet down, where the web that you
Dark.
clung to, and you slid down like a fucking.
Oh, that's
That's awesome.
Dude, I love that. That's so great.
Yeah, that was fun.
Like a zip line down into the
Yeah,
pit.
exactly.
And as you do, you look deeper into the pit and you see a large spider sitting
I'll get it.
at the bottom,
Ugh.
looking up at you. This one is big. This is Mama Spider.
Two little shit.
These
And
other
she
ones
looks
were
at
just-
you and says, "My children, no!"
Oh, jeez.
How far am I from this?
Bummer you're down there with them.
Oh.
What's the range of your dark vision?
60 feet.
It's about that distance.
About at the
It's a good
end of
60
that.
feet down. It's down there. Like it's at the bottom of this thing.
And I'm about 10 feet down.
You're about 10 feet down.
So was that an action for me to slide
Let's just
down?
move.
Just move?
The 30 feet?
Dude, Mama Spider.
Mama bear.
So look at this picture.
Oh, Trent, this one's for you.
Holy crap.
That's what you see at the
That's
bottom of that
sucks.
pit.
What you guys
Some hideous,
Yeah.
monstrous thing. This is the worst nightmare of a spider you could imagine.
Crap.
I am going to.
That's his pit.
Dude,
The
that gives
pit
me the
he's
chills.
in. Yes.
You descended and there's webs all around you now. You get a feeling the descent was easy.
Right.
Getting
How
out,
far is
not
the
so
blue spider from me?
About 20 feet.
You're thinking about the other little spider instead of the mama bear?
Well, I could finish that little one off.
Oh, we've got him.
Well, the problem is moving through this webbing is very difficult, so it's going to be half move.
Even with my spider climb, it says I can climb difficult surfaces without needing to make an ability check.
Why are you worrying about the spider that we're all hovering around instead of that other thing?
If you want to do it, you can try you can try it.
Okay.
This is going to be an acrobatics check. To see if you can just kind of deftly use your spider climbing ability to move along these webs and through them without getting caught, and use your full move. If you can use your full move, you can get there. If not, then you're only about halfway there.
Go big or go home. Oh shit! Go home.
Oh shit!
7. So I'm just struggling through.
You grab one, and then you feel like a strand stick to your back, and you kind of pull away, and you just—it's just there's too many of them. You can't get your way through it. It's like a web work of. It's a web, so it's a web work of strands that are very sticky, very. Like if you grabbed one individually, you can kind of pull it apart, but there's so many of them that it's hard to do that. So you make it about halfway there, and you can't attack the thing.
That is my turn.
All right, and you're down in the pit, not far.
Jack, right?
From Mama.
Mama.
Jack,
Ooh.
he's gonna try flinging a dagger with disadvantage. Oh shit! A 16 and a 17.
Ooh.
Flings it up at the spider as it's crawling away, but he doesn't get his.
No. He had advantage, so he rolls twice. Takes the
All right.
higher roll.
Thank you.
And it hits the spider, and the spider and falls and splats right in front of you as the legs curl up, twisting as it dies right in front of you guys.
So we have a dead spider in front of us?
You have a
Yes.
dead spider.
Dead. The other one escaped up here injured. This one is dead.
That one escaped down into the pit injured.
And then you saw Balthazar.
Balthazar
Reaching.
I
ziplined
loved that.
Right
down
Fun.
into the pit. I love that too.
That was fun.
Hell yeah. Alright, that's Jack.
That was Jack.
Mal, you were blind and deaf till the end of this round. You don't know how long.
Until the end of the round?
All you know is that you are blind and deaf. You cannot see or hear currently. What do you do in that moment of fear?
Blind
As
and
you're
deaf.
blind and deaf. Your
But you still have
your
what's his
spell-
name, Osius?
Your spell, I would say, maybe you get a sense that this might be temporary because the spell just blasted off and it kind of blinded you with this bright flash of light and the noise right in your face.
I know
You
what
just wait it
Malachi
out.
wants to do. You tell me if Malachi's able. If not, I'll quickly think of something else. Does Malachi know there's a dead spider in front of him? Could he...
No.
Well, blind and deaf,
There's
he
no
may
way.
not.
You wouldn't hear it, you wouldn't see it. Unless it landed on you, no.
Why can't
But
we
you
tell
did-
him?
Hold on. Then I think that Malachi would just try to shrug this off.
Okay.
He
Just
can't.
like,
do,
oh,
he
God.
can't do much. He will
Blinking, trying to look around. Like,
try to. He'll try to focus his mind on figuring this out, on overcoming it. This is a logic thing for Malachi.
Right.
It's just to try to focus himself. He's been poisoned, blind, deafened. He feels
You fought to
he feels
stop off.
useless, so he needs to refocus, recenter, restart his logic circuits, and reboot.
Okay.
And Malachi will expend his action doing
And your
this.
vision begins to clear. You can see immediately in front of you. You can see your hand suddenly, and then it just kind of clears from there. The fog goes away, and you can now see around you. You see your light spell still going. You can begin to hear. There's this ringing in your ears, but it begins to clear, and you can now hear again.
Okay. And I see this dead spider in front of me.
Yeah, but that's at the end of your turn.
I know, but I see this dead spider in front of me. Okay. Malachi knows what he's going to do on his next turn.
All right. Ooh, animated.
Well, unfortunately, animate dead takes a minute.
Yeah.
That's the crappy thing. But I might be able to transfer Osseous from a skeleton into the spider. That's what he's going to attempt.
You're going to attempt. Okay.
Right, red.
So we've got one dead spider, one that has escaped back down into the pit but injured seriously, and then the mama spider.
And Balthazar, you saw go into the pit. You
Right.
don't know about the mama spider.
I don't know about it. You know about it.
That's what we need to know. It's the mama spider and the wounded spider are down in the pit.
All you know is that a wounded spider, like, launched off the ceiling and dropped into the pit.
And so as far
the
as
web, it was gonna, like, normally when a spider leaps off something, it leaves a web. It did that. Get out. But
that was this dude.
he cut it. I'm blaming you. And he cut it, and it dropped into the web, and then you saw him zip line down and vanish. That's all you know. And then this one died next to you.
Well, can I hear Balthazar?
He didn't say anything.
Hey, are you down there, Balthazar?
Go to the edge and look down.
You might hear some motion in there as I'm struggling through the webs.
Yeah, because you've been struggling in that stickiness. So how far am I from the
So
edge of the
she
pit?
shouts down. Are you down there, Balthazar? I'll let you respond. A quick response.
Hurry! There are more
More.
and larger.
So how far am I from the edge of the pit? Those little squares are actual
Each of those
5
5
feet.
feet. So
20 feet?
And what's your speed?
25 feet.
25 feet?
Speed's
What's
30.
your speed? What's your
30.
character sheet?
Is that what you're talking about?
6 squares.
Okay, you want to rush up there?
Yeah.
You rush to the edge of the pit.
That's your move action.
See darkness.
You look down. You see this light, this glowing light that's on a rock. This rock is basically just glowing itself.
Lasts for an hour.
And it's
The one that he's
casting light
cast?
down into this pit. You see Balthazar off to one side, and you see the other spider clinging to the side, and then just darkness down below.
The injured spider.
The injured
Yeah.
spider.
So you don't know there's a big
And Balthazar
something
seems
talks
to be
about
trying to make his way over to attack this spider.
Do I do a
He's
perception?
holding his sword and he's trying to like claw his way
Ask
over
if
there.
you still have your action.
Oh, do I still have my
You
action?
do still have
Your
an action.
bow would be awesome right now.
Uh-huh.
So you could shoot the spider if you want.
But I don't know that there's. You said there's.
You
more,
don't see the big
Yeah.
one down below.
You just see the one that is badly wounded.
But I don't. So that's the one I wouldn't. I
That's
would want
the
to
only
waste.
target you see.
This one's.
Balthazar
I'll turn this
should-
upside down. That
What?
means that he's down, not up.
Well, that's confusing.
I know. But it shows that he's not on your same level.
Okay.
But it's
The
down.
big spider is
That is
down the equal amount. Okay.
That's
Okay.
an amazing spider.
What does red
That
do?
thing is ugly and hideous.
Disgusting. The eyes. Seriously, the communication is the key here. Because if I were to ask Balthazar, what should
When
I be
you rushed
aiming at?
forward and he responded, there's another one.
And
As you
larger.
rush to the edge, you
What
can't
did
see
you say
it.
exactly? Did you say there's one that's larger, or did you
There
say
are
there's lots of
more
them? There are more
and larger.
and larger. And the light doesn't illuminate that mama.
All you see is the blue one.
I will say you also notice kind of mixed and mingled amongst all the webbing, you see these little cocoon-like shapes, about rat-sized.
Did you find the
I mean,
Cleaver of Thebbihn?
rat folk sized, connect like just wrapped in webs around the edges,
Okay.
along with little like smaller packets, egg sacs and stuff.
This is disgusting. And I feel
Spider's
like,
so gross.
how far down is he? Because if I were to
He's only
cast
about
something,
10 feet below the edge of the pit.
what if I did a firebolt down into that nastiness down there instead of
It
a?
might burn everything, including Balthazar.
I don't care about you. Remember how you don't care about me?
Go ahead and do it.
Same
Girl.
goes for you, man.
Girl. I love it. That's why she's badass. Go ahead.
Go ahead
Do
and
it.
do it. Firebolt it.
Fling a
I'm gonna
firebolt.
firebolt it.
I think that makes more sense than trying to put your sword away and grab your. I think you.
I don't know what I'm aiming at.
Just be like, ah! Throw a firebolt.
Yeah, because if I don't know what I'm aiming at, then I.
Would it be that or burning hands and just shoot flames down into the?
I mean, there are
Which
a lot
could
of
light
webs.
things up so I could give you guys
It's just
information.
Like this web, like. And it
Wouldn't that be
forms kind of
cool?
this cocoon. It like
Do it.
seems to kind of spiral
So,
down, and
like a
there's
The
funnel.
burning hands
there's a
would
hole
be.
through the
Mhm.
middle,
One of those funnel webs.
like a funnel web, like the those tarantulas, those trapdoor tarantulas, where you look in there, and it's just like this hole
Nice.
in the middle of all the webbing.
Okay, so to do burning hands, do I do a 20?
Nope.
It just does it.
Each creature in a 15-foot cone makes a dexterity saving throw. But also, I will look it up.
Which
So
would
that
be
would just-
you and me?
Well,
Not
that won't
you.
extend 15 feet to me. That's just
Yeah.
gonna
Oh,
just
because
be
you're
short.
like a good 20 or so.
yeah, that's just going to be webbing that you're burning.
The fire ignites any flammable objects in the area that isn't worn or carried.
Okay, so you rush up. There's no enemies within range that you're aware of, but this gout of flame just comes out from your fingertips in a fan-like spread, and the webs just burn away. They coil and burn, kind of like nylon
Yeah.
rope.
Mm.
Like burns and melts, drips of it come down. Where it hits the little egg sacs or the little cocooned figures, it melts the webs away. You see a few rat folk that are webbed up. They drop into the pit further. The egg sacs that are hit, they burn, and little tiny spiders burn as they sizzle away
Yes!
into the web. But you clear
Good
out
job.
a huge swath of this area.
That's what I was
with
wanting.
the flames.
Does it
Woo!
run around to Balthazar and the other
It
spider?
almost reaches Balazar, and it clears out a place just right next to you where it's all
Aw,
clears.
you're welcome. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it's a like as far as combat, like doing damage, not a lot, but as far as what it did is amazing.
Well, and it
So you cleared out
illuminated
this
everything, so
huge-
I could then tell
Yes, you cleared out this huge
the others.
area.
Oh, that's so cool.
So this 15-foot swath of just all the webs are gone right now.
Cool. Good job, Brad.
What?
Yeah,
So
nicely done.
what did that just use here?
The spell slot.
Spell level
You
1, right?
have-
Burning hand.
Is
I
that the
know
end
that
of
you
my
can use
turn?
it once
How does
per
that work?
day.
All right.
Yes, that's your action.
That's my full
So
action.
the
So
spider
you've
that you're
used your
chasing
move. you've
skitters
used your
further
action,
down,
you still
and it
have
doesn't
bonus
seem to be
action
hindered
or
by
you
the
did.
webs. It
You could
skitters
use second
beyond
wind
your line of sight.
if you want to heal.
Meanwhile,
The big
Bad thing to do.
the biggin
If I want to heal, I'm not hurt,
comes
am I?
upward.
That's right here.
The
You're at
Leviathan.
47.
Oh,
You're
oh,
at 16.
It skitters 40 feet up,
So it's
You can
and it's
do-
going to use
What comes up 40
the
feet?
toxic web. As
Probably
these
the
strands
big
of
bad
web
spider.
spray out towards you.
Oh, so we're back up to BH.
Oh shit. I
flash
rolled
jizz
like
flying up.
shite.
The enemy.
That's only a 12 to hit.
That's a miss.
So the webbing, as the flames coil away, the webs that were about to hit you are burned at the last instant.
Nice.
It misses you. Damn. Alright, so it moved. It's only about 20 feet away from you. Just below you.
So the enemy just took a turn. So now it's BH.
This one has kind of descended into the pit further, and it's basically out of sight.
No.
And then this one is just about 20 feet below him. Now you would be able to see this huge spider
About
come
30 feet down.
crawling through the webbing and then spray this poisonous web work as the last of your flames burn them away as they're about to hit Balazar. And it is now Balazar's turn.
Again, my wounds begin to knit ever so
A
slowly.
little more
A
closed.
few hit points return my
He
way.
has regeneration.
We're trying to figure out, at least Red is, what the hell.
I
Because this
have,
is new.
I have new powers.
It's new.
So I'm about 20 feet up from this
Since you
spider.
talked to-
Mm-hmm.
Is he looking at me or looking up at
It's
Red?
looking at you.
No, she's a vampire lord.
With Nightwoe, I reverse my grip on Nightwoe so it's pointed down, and I just plummet right onto the spider.
Oh, shit!
Right onto it.
All right, with advantage. That's got to be advantage. You're sacrificing yourself.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I rolled a 2 or a 19. I'll take the 19.
Take
So
the
28.
19. My advice is take the 19.
And as I'm descending, you see the black flames, or not flames, smoke rippling out of Nightwoe, almost blistering the surface of the metal with necrotic energy. 13 slashing. Oh, and 25 necrotic damage with my first attack.
13 and 25?
Wow. I don't understand. Is that how much damage he's taking?
Dang, that's a lot of damage.
It's Balthazar's turn.
All right.
And
So that
then,
would be the damage he's dealing.
as I land on the spider blade first, I put my hand
I roll these
on its
damages.
head,
Isn't that what
cupping one of the
damage
eyes, and I draw the blade out
The damage
completely, and
the
then just
weapon
bring it
is
straight
dealing.
down into the same wound.
Okay, I understand.
Because you're swinging your sword, so
Yeah.
that's the sword.
18 versus armor class.
Oh, that hits.
For 15 slashing damage.
Oh my god.
A little bit. I'd rather you understand. And it'll
You
And
did 53 damage in one
that's
round.
awesome.
You just did 53 damage.
I know. That's what we were just trying to figure out.
Good God.
And that is my turn.
Sheesh.
So
I
53
sure hope
damage
so.
to that monster. How do we know what were the results?
We don't.
It
Mel-
definitely hurt it.
Malachi doesn't even know what's
Stabbed
going
his
on.
sword into it and then pulled it out and stabbed it in again. Yeah, I mean, it's like screeching. It
Ew.
wrath,
The sounds.
lashes
Bucking
around.
and
Yeah.
thrashing, and I'm just holding on to
And you're
Nightwoe,
holding on.
sliding it in and out.
Jack goes, all right then.
In fact, as I hear Jack's voice, I'll pull the blade, kind of expose the neck joint of this spider for Jack to do
All
his
right,
work.
he's gonna rush to the edge and go. Can't let you have all the fun now, can I?
Come on
As
down,
he
Jack. The water's fine.
Produces 2 daggers
Yeah,
from
yeah.
nowhere. He just leaps into the pit and just. Alright. Oh shit, yeah, dude. 16, 17. He lands on this thing, plunging both daggers in. You hear it just.
Into that neck that he made vulnerable.
Into that neck joint. And he twists it and he looks at you grinning. Black, gory blood just splashes on his face. As he's just laughing.
Have at it, my friend. I can
Alright.
just see him like Gandalf
And that
falling
brings
up
us
to the
to
bell
Malachi. Exactly. So, Balazar and Jack are down in the pit. Let's put this down in here.
Yep, you.
With Balazar and Jack on this thing. And it's your turn.
All right. I'm going to will Osseous into the body of that spider
Okay.
to transfer him from the.
How do you picture this? Is this activating the rod?
Definitely
or is it-
Gravemorn. Definitely Gravemorn. Wielding Gravemorn. Communicating my will to Osseous. That control. Malachi's dealt with Osseous enough that he wills the control to leave the vessel
Mhm.
that you're currently inhabiting and inhabit this better vessel.
Okay.
But the vessel is
It's
weakest.
that spider.
Does he want to be in that?
Okay.
What do you mean by weekend?
The spider that is now super, super weak from him.
So do you
No,
want to
this is
roll
the spider,
a-
the upside down spider. This is the spider that's dead. Malachi deals with dead creatures.
Okay,
You
okay.
can roll an arcane or nature check.
Arcane. 14.
It takes a moment. You concentrate and you focus, and you will Osseous, and you hear its voice. Son, no, I cannot.
And I
Do not command me! As you force your will on it, you see the form, this dragonborn or lizard folk, whatever it is, form just crumples in front of you. The bones shatter, some of them breaking. They're so brittle and old, no longer animated by any force, and they crumple to the ground. And then you see the spider, its legs curled in, and suddenly the legs crack outward, and it turns over, lands on its feet, and you see the greenish glow. Son, no.
Do my command.
What do you will it to do?
Go into the pit.
It skitters off past
my
you.
cup.
He like goes in onto the wall past you and then down into the pit as it skitters. And then Red, you see this spider that you just know was killed suddenly rushes past you and drops into the pit and begins to climb down in. Ugh. So gross.
Hopefully,
So
Jack
gross.
and I
So
notice
gross.
the green eyes.
It's an
of us.
undead spider.
Wait, green eyes of Osseous instead of the
Yes.
black
'Cause otherwise-
glittery eyes.
otherwise
These
we'll
what?
think
These
it's another
blackish
spider.
eyes are now
Right.
glowing
I was just going to say,
greenish.
there's some kind of
That's very
behavior that we didn't notice before.
Yeah.
I've
And do you
always
stay there or do you want to
Arceus
move up?
with that green
Yeah.
glow.
Do you want to move up or just stay there?
I'm going to stay there, and I'm going to start viewing things
Okay.
through
So you
Arceus.
concentrate and you see through Osseous' eyes and you can see as
And
Osseous
this is-
drops down in.
And this is weird because I'm seeing as a spider would see.
You're seeing this
I'm seeing
multifaceted view.
Everything
A
with all of
kaleidoscope
those
all
eyes.
around.
A kaleidoscope
Crawls
of
down
everything.
in, uninhibited by the webs.
Yes.
It crawls down, and then you see Balazar and Jack on top of this massive spider, bigger than the other ones that you fought.
Does Osseous look at that bigger spider as familial?
Nah, Osseous is there's no
No
the
sense
old
of that
spider
anymore.
that it was is no more.
No loyalty, no.
No, it's now just his.
Arceus is in
It's
You're
like,
real
a,
hot.
like an automaton under Malachi's command.
Red, you're up.
That was fun!
Mm-hmm.
So Red saw the green eyes and knew immediately that this is Osseous. So no fear, no concern. She knew that now she has one of her
But did she?
allies.
Because that Dragonborn has
Right.
been following us, and it was kind of leaking that green gas.
Gas.
Roll an
Yes.
intelligence check.
Oh,
No,
intelligence.
I know. I'm smart.
But does Red?
Is Red smart?
Red is smart.
And then
Red gets by
This
under
is what
looks.
the roll will tell.
a +1.
Red flashes her big tits and just
Yeah,
kind of.
you need to roll a boob check.
12.
Very good.
Okay, that's enough.
Alright.
You can get it. Yeah, you realize this is.
That's
Osseous.
not the same spider you were just fighting.
It didn't attack you. It rushed past you. You consider it not a threat.
It's an ally. It's gone down there now with Malachi. Excuse me.
With Balthazar.
With Balthazar and Jack.
And you see them there. What do you want to do?
I mean, what I
Actually,
do know that's down there in the
The
pit.
spider
Yeah.
did rush up, so yeah, it would be within sight of you now.
Because it's 30 feet from the lip of the pit.
You think? Because I'm thinking if I were
It's
to
an option.
do the bow and arrow to that spider and finish it off, is it finished off? Where is that at?
The smaller one?
The big. I'm not going to
The
hurt the
big one?
small one because that's Osseous. I know it.
Oh, the big one is barely been hurt.
We just
Oh.
barely started doing damage to
I
it.
mean, you're
All
in
the big
you're in
damage,
the
dude.
neck and
We did a
53.
lot of damage.
We want to
53 damage?
we want to topple this big guy as
But
quickly
Jack-
as possible. He has not had a chance to damage us, and it could be very, very bad.
Balazar is your tank. So when your tank starts going down, she can go south fast.
Yeah.
2 options: firebolt or your bow.
I feel like the bow
Or
is
jump
going to.
in, Jack style.
I do like Jack a
With your
lot.
bow.
Jacket.
Jacket.
Jack it
Take off your pants and jacket.
She's ready to jack off.
Which one? Yeah, 3 options.
You got a big damage dealer?
Do I?
You know, it's not about the size of the deal. The damage
If she
deal.
does her
It's
bow,
about how you use
If
it.
you do your bow, you get
Jack
2
doesn't have a
attacks.
very big damage dealer, but he uses it well.
If he can get his
If
sneak
you
attack,
your
you
bow,
can do
It's
better.
about how
2
you place
attacks,
it,
and you,
you know,
can do
Utilize it
if
wisely.
you want
Opportunity.
the -5 to
Use
hit.
the
and then if
opportunity.
you hit, there's +2 on damage. You get 2 attacks if you want to do
I mean,
that.
he's already done 53.
That
But it
makes
may
no
have
difference.
200
hit
It-
points.
It
We
might
don't know.
have 300 hit points.
Okay.
Your character would not
And I just
know
don't
that.
know, but
I mean,
All
that
your
thing's
character-
probably what, as big as this room? That big spider?
Oh, yeah,
Bigger?
it's huge.
All your
Yeah, it's
character
as big as
knows
this
is there's a huge spider that looks very scary and you want to kill it.
and I can
Sword,
either
bow.
just jump on along with these guys. I can fire bolt it.
This is Mama's
Or your
spider.
bow.
She gave birth to the
And
ones
you are
that just
very
fought.
adept with your bow.
Mhm.
It'll probably deal more damage with your bow than your sword, I'm assuming.
Yes.
What about my fire bolt?
That would also be good. What are you most likely to hit with?
The bow, by far.
By far. Tell me how you're getting that number.
To hit with firebolt is +5.
Okay.
To hit with sword is +7. But to hit with bow is
9.
+9.
Okay.
It's almost
You're
twice
more
as likely
likely
to
to
hit
hit
with
with
Okay.
your bow.
Okay.
And since when you do your attack, remember you get an extra attack.
Right.
That does not count for this, but it counts for both.
I
of
understand.
these.
So, yeah, and I've got the sharpshooter feature, so that's what gives me this.
If you choose to do that,
So minus
you
5.
can opt to do a -5 to hit. Makes it harder to hit.
Extra 10 damage.
But if you do hit, extra
Twice.
10 damage. And you can
When do
it
I have to say that?
Right now, if you're going to do it.
Before you attack.
Before you
Right.
roll.
Before you roll.
Before I roll.
Before you declare
Yeah,
attack.
you can't be like, roll a 20 and like, oh, I did
By
sharpshooter.
the way, I'm doing 10 more points.
Come
of damage.
on.
So you need
All right.
to
I am
decide.
going to do a sharpshooter.
Okay. So if it's -5 to hit, -5 from +9.
Is 4.
So roll your d20 and add 4.
Let's get at least a 12.
Add 4.
14.
14 to hit.
AC 15.
So
But you get another attack.
you could expend a. No, it's. I think that's only melee. Give me 1
I
second.
think my superiority and my action are both gone.
No, you have 4 more,
Action
or 3
surge.
more superiority die.
48. You've used 1. Let me just look at one thing really fast.
I'm a little confused.
So your
You have-
superiority, remember I mentioned potions, we said no, let's not talk about
Yeah,
potions.
don't do that.
So you have 4 superiority dice, that's the 4d8. And you've already used 1, so now you have 3 left. 1 was for the trip,
Okay,
so you have 3
Hold
more
on.
opportunities to use those.
so she
I can
could
only do
use.
each of these 3 actions right here, Brendan. 1 each. And if I've already done that with superiority, what's the difference between that one and this one?
I can't read either of those from this distance.
The f-
So, second wind and action surge are totally different. So you would be doing either disarming attack, parry, precision attack, riposte, or trip attack.
those 5 over there.
Yeah, that's what you're going to be using your superiority die to do. So precision attack. is the one
Yep,
you
that's
do?
what she should do.
Yeah. So then you add your superiority die to your roll.
And I looked it up. It's after you make an attack.
But
You
before
can
it's been
choose.
adjudicated.
It doesn't say that.
Doesn't say.
It just says. But before any effects are done.
It's after you roll, but before the
Any effects. It doesn't say result though.
So any damage.
I'll
or
triple
anything happens.
I looked twice.
You can do it this time, but in the future,
You would have known
What
that
I would
14
make
was
you-
probably too low.
what I would say is in the future, if you roll, I'll say, do you want to add a superiority dice? And you say, no, I'll go with the 14. And I say that's a miss.
So yeah, you can
If
roll.
you say, yes, I do want to add it, then you add it, and then I say whether it's a miss or a hit.
So we felt 14 was not enough. So that's when you would say, hang on, let me add my superiority die and then give him the new result.
And the way I
And
usually
adding
handle it
superiority
is
die, what you're saying, and I
initially
would
you
actually
don't know
take-
how hard it is
Yeah,
to hit an
1d8.
enemy. Once you guys have established
So,
that,
yep.
like
And then
if
add
you
that to
roll a
14.
15 and I go, yes, that's its armor class, after that, then you can know that. And so if you rolled a 14, and at this point in the battle, maybe you wouldn't
Have a
necessarily
feel
know that
for it.
against this particular enemy. It might be close. And actually, the smaller ones have an AC 16. This one has an AC 15.
It's
So
bigger.
a
It's
little
maybe easier to
different.
hit. It's like the broadside of
It's
a bomber.
easier to hit.
So I would roll that d8 and add it.
Go ahead, I'll let you do it this
attack.
time, but in the future, if you roll and you think you're not going to hit, add the superiority dice and then say,
Before he
does
says
that-
that's
Before
a miss.
you say yes or no.
Yeah.
So you're saying to go ahead and do the 8.
Yeah, go ahead and do it now.
And add it to the 14.
20.
Nice.
So 20 to hit.
Hell yeah, that hits.
Okay.
Now roll your damage and add an additional 10.
Which one was I doing?
Bow.
The bow.
Bow.
So I do
Yes.
this one right here.
Ugh. Minimum.
5.
Nope.
Plus
Yes.
10.
Oh, 15.
Thank you.
15
15
damage?
piercing damage with the first attack.
Whoa,
So
nice.
now do it again.
Well, now
Which
you
one
get
am I
your
doing?
It is now
extra
bloody.
attack. That does count for
It's
your
bloody.
sword or your bow.
Bloodied.
So that means you just got it to have health.
Extra attack. And did you, let me just make sure, did you mark your superiority dice? No,
The
you
two.
did not.
So I just do a second. Tally
Yep,
mark.
you already did it. Yep. Extra attack for red. Fire another arrow. Are you choosing to do the -5 to hit and the +10 on damage?
I can do that again.
Mm-hmm. With each attack.
Then yes, I am.
Okay, then
This one again.
yes. Yes. Anytime you roll to hit, it's that one.
Hey Jensen, do you have a Mountain Dew
So I do
or
-5.
Coke or something I could...
I got lost.
It's okay.
So
So with your
I
bow,
add this
you
one.
add 9.
I have a Mountain Dew or a
I'll
Coke.
take
But
a
then you're
Mountain Dew.
going... No, not 9.
Sir.
Oh!
-5.
Oh, dude!
What
You
a
are
juggling
on
cat.
point tonight.
What a juggle.
You are on
I don't dare
point.
open it now, though.
Tell me.
I know, you gotta tap the top for
Okay.
a while.
9. Aren't you saying add 9 to this?
Yes.
That was a great catch, though, man.
And then subtract 5.
That's like a football.
So
Then tell me
17.
that.
Right?
That's what you'll tell Jensen.
Okay.
So I heard there's a
There you
trick
go.
where you
I
spin
know,
these
there's lots
and
of
it makes the
numbers.
fizz go
So
away.
I know.
And then do I do the
I always
damage
heard you
too?
just tap the top.
You need to see if it hits first. You
Oh.
need to tell Jensen
Oh,
17
this works.
hit against the big
Oh, look at
spider.
that. It worked.
Nice. Because you definitely bobbled that.
Oh, yeah. Couple of times. I was bouncing that like balls.
Did you see him make that catch? You guys missed
For
God.
what?
He tossed me a Mountain Dew,
Oh,
and I like
He was
juggled it 3 times before I caught it.
and then you popped it open?
So then
Well, he
I
spun
twist it. There's a trick where you twist them.
I think you've told us
The
that
bubbles
before.
go to the outside and they hit the middle of the can and they burst. And so you just spin it like 10 or 15 times, and then I popped it open and there was
He knows
nothing.
everything.
Isn't that amazing?
I know, he doesn't.
All right, red
Bullshit.
fire
No.
for second arrow.
Are you ready?
Yeah,
What was I? Oh, 17 to hit.
that hits.
Now roll your damage.
So you zero in, look down the arrow, let loose, you see it strike through into the torso of this thing.
Nice.
The arrow vanishes, the
What's your
fletching
damage per
vanishes
arrow?
into its body.
Mm-hmm.
Less.
Uh-huh.
15.
Yep. another-
15 damage?
So 30 damage.
She's
Oh,
rocking
another
some
sharpshooter
damage
with
too, man.
arrows. Yeah, these 2 arrows
Wow.
go right into it. Very
Okay.
All right.
So that's definitely your strength is your bow.
good. Yes.
Nice.
Dang, nice
She's
work.
best at the bow.
I am piss poor at ranged attacks. I'm more in the
Okay,
face.
this thing, it like
Better
hisses,
stay back
screeches
and
out.
stuff.
You will not kill my children. As it is going to attempt to
This.
it tried its web on you. Let's see if it recharges.
On Balthazar.
It does not recharge, so it is going to try to bite Balthazar.
Uh-oh. Huge spider.
It's mad.
The bite, that's a 14 to hit.
That's a miss.
Miss.
Ooh.
It's going to
does it
swing a
say that?
leg
Armor
at
class?
Jack, and that
Yeah.
misses. And it's going to try a leg attack on you. Dude, I'm rolling like shit. That's a
I know.
12.
I
It's a
know.
12 to hit.
Nice.
Misses. So it attacked with all its worth and missing every time. This baby spider is going to rush up the side now and comes out and attacks Red.
Red.
It's weak.
It's badly wounded.
It's badly
Yeah.
injured, but it's going to come to the defense of its mother. I rolled the other dice and I sucked with a natural 2. Fuck that.
Woohoo. I kicked it in the head. It
Does
doesn't.
a
It falls.
15 hit, Red? What's your
Excuse
AC?
So if you hit me
Your
with a
AC is
15 and I'm 15,
So that's a hit.
that means I hit.
Yes.
That's just its leg, though, so it does its talon 10 damage,
But your top was already off, so
and then it
Puncture the
does
nipple.
another
Ouch!
another 9 damage. So 19 total damage. As it comes up, tries to bite you. You like basically just lunge backward. Your tits are just splayed. And then it slashes and cuts across you.
Speed bag in your tits.
Two speed bags your tits.
Poor movies.
This is why we don't normally play with women. They don't like us. But you're cool. You're cool.
She's cool.
She's like, that's funny.
Okay. 19.
So 19 damage.
Okay, so 20 from 47 is 27. Up 1
I'll let
is...
you do the math. I do a lot of math
28.
on my end.
Very good.
I'll let you do your own math.
Yep, that was the best way.
I'm
So
weak over here.
that's
My
the
boobs
end
are
of
sore.
The enemy's turn. Balazar.
Again,
You're up.
one of his wounds begins to stitch up a little bit.
What is that? Remind me. You don't need. Don't say it because they don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
Right. I can tell you if you want. So it's the limited regeneration.
Yeah.
So I regain 2 hit points at the start of my turn if I have at least 1 hit point and I am not in sunlight.
Right.
If I take radiant damage, then this doesn't function at the start of my next
Pretty
turn.
damn cool, dude. Makes you that much
Balthazar
harder to kill.
draws out Nightwoe, and again with a curse upon his lips, the black smoke erupts from the blade. The metal,
Do flames. A little bit of flame, like black fire.
little black fire,
And then
sizzling
smoke
along the blade.
billows off of that
and it's
flame.
thick, black, noxious smoke as he plunges the blade back in. Ooh, 18 versus armor class.
Yes.
Damn it, minimum slashing, 9 slashing, but 16. 22 points of necrotic damage.
So 31 total?
31. Then the blade slips out like a jealous lover and then dives back in. 19 versus AC 4.
Good flavor.
10 more points of slashing.
10 more. Damn.
Yes. I'm just constantly hewing and slashing and stabbing.
You were on this thing. You were like, you're just on it. Just hacking away, slashing, stabbing,
Juice
yanking it out.
splattering out.
Covered in gore. And you see Jack next to you. He's, we got this, bitch! He's just like
Covered in the black Jew still.
and he's stabbing in. You see his dagger plunge in again a couple of times. He grabs the edge of one piece of the carapace and yanks it loose. You can see the like pulsing interior of its body. This is looking bad right now. All right.
When you keep adding damage to
Dude, nice work.
Excellent.
What's the word when you keep
I
adding
burned through all my
damage?
second level spell slots.
I was gonna say, how are you looking on spell
Yeah,
slots?
I
Because
got-
I know you've been burning.
I got
yours.
2
That's-
left.
That's where all
2
that
first
damage
level
is
left.
coming
Yeah,
from.
all my second levels are gone.
Accumulative
Accumulative damage.
That's the cool thing with
So
those.
that he's keeping track of like the
All right,
damage
Malachi.
and how much.
All right,
it takes.
Malachi. So his action's separate from Osseous, right?
I would say you can use a bonus action to command Osseous,
Okay.
and then your own action is separate. So this is kind of how rangers work with if they have a pet companion, they can command their companion. That's the new rule.
Will the companion
old rule
and will the
was
companion get an attack?
the companion as a bonus action, you can make your companion attack.
Okay, so we'll do that. But I can do my action.
You can still do your action and your move.
Okay, so I see the
So
little
bonus
spider.
action would be like Misty Step, right?
Mhm.
So you can't Misty Step if Osseous attacks.
Okay,
kind of thing.
so I see the wounded spider next to Red, and I'll do Chill Touch.
Okay.
Right? Malachi reaches forth his hand, skeletal
What's
hand,
the range on Chill Touch?
120 feet.
Oh, okay, you're good.
Yep, I'm good.
I thought it was shorter.
Nope.
That's crazy.
No, this is pretty far away.
Yeah.
Skeletal hand appears just right in front of that spider's face, and then Malachi just, with his hand, and that skeletal hand mimics it, and just crunches into the spider's eyes.
Roll
Oh,
an attack roll.
That got dark. It is a plus 10. 15 versus armor class.
That hits.
And it is a 2d8. 1d7.
Yeah.
So that would be 12. Sorry, it got dark. 12 necrotic damage, and it can't regain hit points until the start of my next turn. So 12 damage to the little spider.
So, as you you rush forward to the edge and you look down and you see your companions, and they're engulfed in this web into this pit. And this is a horrific sight. There are like egg sacs, there's little bodies of rat folk wrapped up along the side. You can see some of them, the web's been burned away, and it's just like corpses of rat folk that are just sprawled in the webs down below. But you see this creature, and you reach out with your will, with your magic, and your hand manifests next to this thing. And it rushes in to grasp at this thing. How do you want to do this? You just killed it.
So Malachi reaches right towards its face, where the eyes are, and digs his fingers in. So the skeletal apparition that mirrors Malachi's
your
hand.
But the fingers splay out and spread and then just pierce all of the eyes at once.
How many eyes?
Dozens.
Dozens.
Dozens of eyes. But the fingers just multiply and match the eyes as Malachi forces those fingers in. Maybe 18, 19 fingers. Just pierce all of the eyes at once. Sorry, I didn't mean to take
No,
over.
you're good.
I thought that was cool.
That was cool. That was cool. All these long skeletal fingers just pierce and puncture these eyes and dig deep inside. And okay, so that's Malachi's action.
And you hear this thing screeching and screaming in pain as the hand digs and claws into its brain. And you, standing on top of this thing, essentially, with Jack just going crazy. He's like face covered in gore. You're covered in gore. You see this thing just start to slump back as it dies, screeching this horrific high-pitched squeal. Do you like leap to the side or do anything, or do you want to go down with it?
I will grab Jack and pull him off as I cling to the side of the cavern wall.
Nice. Like one foot and one hand planted on the side, and you grab Jack, and he's still like, let me go! I got it! He's just going insane, dude. As this thing falls into the web, you see the webs tear away as it falls down. As Malachi has killed this thing.
And this is Big Spider.
Massive spider.
So we've got, do we still have Little Spider next to Red?
We still have Little Spider.
The little blue one?
Yes.
The blue one that's injured.
The blue one next to Red.
And I'm still in control of Osseous.
As your bonus action, you can have Osseous attack it.
Okay, so bonus action, Osseous. So this dead spider, it has wounds and it has blood. It's not currently bleeding because it's dead. Its little heart's not pumping. But it has wounds and cuts and little green wisps of mist coming out of its eyes, and it climbs on the side of this pit and up towards the blue spider and does whatever spider attacks it had, or the stats for the spiders. Claws, and it just lays into this blue spider, this wounded spider.
Roll an attack roll.
I rolled. What's that?
16.
I rolled a 16, whatever the modifier is for the spider.
So it's going to lunge in and bite into the back of the other one.
Alright. So a leg stabs in and punctures the abdomen of that spider. Rolled a 5.
Alright, so you did 10 damage.
You don't add it to anything?
Jensen will. I don't know those numbers. It's for a giant spider. So I told him what the dice was, and he'll add the modifier. Which he did, because he said I do 10 damage.
And that's it for
Osseous. So it must get a +5. Alright. Yeah, so Osseous is on the back of this other spider. So you have this dead spider with green glowing eyes attacking this
Red, you are
spider.
still being attacked by this spider. You see another one. The one that rushed past you climbs out and is flanking now. So you have advantage on your attacks if you want.
Flanking is an enemy on both sides.
So I have a
harder to
spider on each
defend.
side?
Yeah, so it's harder.
So the
Because I can't go.
no, so the spider has you and the osseous spider on each side. So the spider that you're fighting, the blue spider, is
we are
flanked.
flanking. We've got the advantage.
Yes.
So basically, roll d20 twice.
You take the
and
higher
see if
roll.
you can kill this
And this is
thing,
with
because
your
it only
sword.
has-
17, nice.
I mean, it still has. It
17.
fled
Plus-
kind of early.
This would be with your sword.
Remember, you got it to bleeding.
Bloody.
17.
And it kinda-
so
That's when
23.
it fled.
It fled pretty quickly right
Wait,
after.
what?
23.
Nope.
Yes, because it's plus this.
What, 17 plus 7?
24. So you hit.
Took
24.
So roll damage.
24 to
If
hit.
you're gonna make a mistake upwards.
Hey, roll damage with your sword.
8.
8.
Total.
Piercing damage. With the first attack.
Okay, it's still alive.
Do your extra attack. You
Hew
get
into
2
it
attacks
again.
per turn.
Hew.
Sword again.
Hew into it.
Do I get to do it twice again?
Attempt.
Yeah?
Yeah.
16.
16 to hit.
That hits
That's
just
a
barely. That is its AC.
And again, 8.
8 piercing damage. Let him know what the numbers are.
8 piercing damage.
There you go.
Okay, it's still alive. But I will say,
I would do your bonus action.
what's
to the
left?
second wind.
I thought I just did a
and that knowing
Huh?
you guys,
What did you
you'll
We would cut it
Finish
to
this
pieces
off.
at
I
some
did the
point.
sword
you'll
twice.
cut it to pieces.
That's your extra attack. That's not bonus action. You just get 2
Yeah.
attacks. for
Trent,
your
you can turn
attack
the light
action.
on.
I would be lowering
Right.
Jack and myself down into the pit.
Should I do my bonus action?
Well, he just said
We're
he
pretty much out of
extrapolated that we're
combat.
going to end up destroying the spider,
The
so there's no need to keep rolling.
Well, it was to do second wind to heal.
Oh yeah, you might want to do that.
Second wind.
So holding on to Jack, I'm going to
Second
spider
wind.
climb us down to the bottom of the
Or
pit
second wind.
as we're searching for the Cleaver of Thebbihn and the remains of
Plus.
the guy that had it,
For 5.
Gerix.
so you do find
And
down
what's your
near the
level?
bottom
I know
a
you're
couple
level
of
8.
webbed
Is it this?
rat folk
Yes, there
that
you
are
go.
still
1d10
alive.
plus
Oh,
8,
really?
and you heal that much.
Yeah, I will rip the webbings
Gerix
away.
is one of them, and you do find the Cleaver and the Cleaver of Thebbihn.
Plus 13.
Gerix is alive.
Okay.
He is
Light
alive.
ice.
He is
No, not yet.
poisoned.
Let's listen to
And
this.
very weak. He's pale,
Who's
kind of Lord of the
Gerix.
Ringsy kind of
The
situation,
greenish,
where you
the rat
basically have to
that's
drag him
out.
back
Yeah.
up to the top. And there's a couple of others
One
of
of the
his
ropes
group
and
that were taken
skulls
with.
on his robe?
As you know, they threw so many rat folk at this problem that they couldn't eat them that quickly. So
As I can easily climb up and down,
Yeah.
I will ferry all of the living rat folk up to the top.
okay,
I am assuming we would find some sort of treasure remnants, whoever
there
was in
is
here.
a significant amount of treasure mingled in amongst the webbing, and you guys have fire magic, and
Mhm.
you can take your time at this point. There are smaller spiders, but they're not really a problem for you. And even like the really small, like swarms of spiders, you could just burn them away with your fire. And so you guys end up clearing out the place, gathering up a bunch of ancient relics and coins and different items that seem to be
Much of this should belong to the rat people, but certainly if we were to take a few items for our own use, they would understand. Certainly not the Cleaver of Thebbihn or Gerix, but anything that looks to be of particular value to us.
It seems like they've been collecting items for a while as they've been kind of gathering their food and spreading outward and procreating, laying eggs and
Yeah,
spreading their influence.
Balthazar would definitely make sure any egg sacs would come across or destroyed, try to eradicate
Right.
this.
Burn it all. Burn it all. Yeah, so initially it's just this horrific scene of webbing and egg sacs and little spiders everywhere. You guys, I mean, you're going to have nightmares for days, weeks, maybe forever.
Yeah, this was horrific.
Creepy, crawly, every little itch. The spider on
God!
you know, like, because you've been in this pit where there's just And these are the big ones that you fought. There are little ones everywhere too. Like,
Yeah.
they're crawling,
Scattering
all
and
over
scattering.
everything. Cat find them in your
Make them
hair.
cockroaches, and I will.
And like the little ones are
Yeah,
big.
yeah,
They're like tarantula size. Those are the babies. Ugh. Just creepy
I
crawly.
love all the little spiders on the table.
That's why.
Awesome.
And when you got her, what did you say? I hope that's not foreshadowing.
Right?
And I was like, it might be.
Kind of is.
Yeah.
So yeah, you clear it out. You get a swath of stuff. You save 3 rat folk and make your way back out.
Also, take the head off of this spider to show the king that the spider is indeed gone.
And what were we supposed to also get besides that?
Cleaver of Thebbihn.
Cleaver of Thebbihn.
And
Should we find that with the relics then?
We did find the cleaver along with the Gerix, their hero that they sent after it, and he was alive, albeit poisoned. But I managed to bring him up in his poisoned state so we can return Gerix to the king.
So you pile what treasure you can into packs. You don't take the time to really count it, really. But you just take everything out of this pit that you can. And oddly, the pit just kind of descends down in, and there's kind of a room, as if whatever religion this was, they must have kept something in there. Like this temple was designed this way. It had this pit, and it had.
Probably
There was a
god lived in
throne
here.
at one end of it, and like almost like a stadium type seating around, like they were watching
a
what
sacrifice.
occurred. Yeah, some sort of sacrifice, and they must have kept something in that pit. It's a little disturbing, maybe not to you guys, but
Not to Balthazar.
normal people. But yeah, so you get out of there and you return back to the Rat King.
Before we leave, I'm going to carve the symbol of my god into the stone walls of this temple, along with all the other symbols. Just the flayed man and the condor, and mark this as grounds where my god is free to roam and dwell.
Were you a fan of Bolton?
Mm-hmm.
I felt like he was the real hero.
Yep.
You know, he got everything that he should have got. He didn't shirk from what he had to do.
Yeah, I
Yep.
don't know.
You know, he ate the sausage
Yep, in front of Theon.
in front of Theon when that was very poignant. Dude, I love that scene. That was so great. Have
Game
you
of
seen it?
Thrones.
What?
Game
It's
of
Game
Thrones.
of Thrones.
Oh,
Ramsay Bolton. Ramsay Snow. That's what he starts
Yeah,
with.
Ramsay.
Yeah, Ramsay's nasty.
Dude, he was the hero.
Yeah.
And then he died. They kill all the good guys.
I'm on episode like 5,
Oh, you haven't met him
season
yet.
Of season
You
one.
might have met Roose Bolton. He's in the north
Maybe.
with the Starks. He marches with them, which is probably season 2. Maybe season 1.
Wish I could write something. You know, you've done writing, don't you?
Nothing
wish-
like that, though.
I know, dude.
Yeah, the books are super good. I considered having the Song of Ice and Fire be on our list of books to read. They're really good. Super good books.
That's part of Game of Thrones.
That is Game of Thrones. Before Game of Thrones was a thing. But it only goes up to book 5 and then he stopped writing.
Game of Thrones is the series. The books
Right.
individually are.
Different names.
Let's get back to-
Technically, A Song of Ice and Fire is the series. Game of Thrones is book 1.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
I had it backwards.
And you've read how many of them?
There's 5. I've read 5.
Everyone's waiting for the next one. But the show burned through all of his material and then had to do their own thing. So
Yeah.
it's really, really good up to a point, and it's like, what the hell just happened? And that's where they,
Yeah, the last 2
That's where
seasons
the books ended.
really suck.
And they made up their own crap.
And it's horrible.
But they
Oh.
had to
Yeah.
make they had to make the series. And
They
they
had
didn't-
to-
He didn't have it written yet.
yeah.
Yeah.
So they just had to
Oh.
make the most of it, and they did not.
I mean, that's the whole Patrick Rothfuss thing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Like, he
The Name
wrote
of the
these
Wind.
2 amazing books, and it's like, write the last book.
Yeah.
And now people are at the
Yeah.
point where it's like, I don't think he's ever going to write
Same
it.
with George R. R. Martin. He's going to be
Really?
dead before the book ever comes out.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, hopefully they get Brandon
Well, Robert
Sanderson
Jordan.
to finish it.
I mean, the
Yeah,
Wheel of
Brandon
Time
Sanderson
series.
wrote the last 3 books.
Yeah. Brandon
And they were
Sanderson
good.
had to
The last
finish
3 books were
But
good.
what I heard that he finished it better than Jordan would have.
Yes, that's
So
what got me
I've
started on Brandon Sanderson, is reading the last 3 books of The Wheel of Time. It's like, he's pretty good. And I've read a lot of his other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Mistborn.
He's got some cool stuff.
Series
I like how he
Stormlight.
does the magic.
Yeah, Stormlight
in this one.
Archives.
Oh my gosh.
He's really
so
good at creating magic systems
Yes.
that seem to make sense in a way.
Yeah,
That whole
his magic systems
metal
are just
thing.
amazing.
Yeah.
Well, let's make our way back to the king with Gerix and the Cleaver of Thebbihn.
Okay.
Show them that we are allies of their kin.
What did Balthazar carve?
So, the symbol of his god is a flayed man.
Oh, that's where the Bolton
Yep.
thing came up. Goodness.
So that's the symbol of the Bolton house, is the flayed man. I forget what their words are.
I forget too. But yeah, they flayed. That was their big thing, was flaying, which was considered like this horrific.
That's like opening up a body in
Like
half.
skinning them
Like
alive.
skinning them alive.
Yeah.
You skin somebody and you can peel their skin off
Yeah.
and they still live.
So they have like banners that have this, like a flayed man on the banners.
That's
And it looks like, what was the bird?
The red condor,
condor. Yeah, so it looks like a bird, like wings
yeah, flayed open.
that are
Like
flayed.
the Vikings had
Your skin.
the
looks
blood
like,
eagle or
Gotcha.
something. Where a
That's
Viking,
disgusting.
they would lay you
It's
face
disgusting.
down alive, flay you, and then crack open your ribs and burst your ribs out. Like the red eagle or something they called it. But you were alive for the whole thing.
Dude, and you think, yeah, nowadays is nice. It's a good time to live.
I agree.
Yeah, we have toilet paper.
Yep.
Yeah.
Enough said.
We have toilet paper. The worst thing you're going to endure is incarceration for life or death by some humane means, like some quick death. Like, they're not going to purposely torture you. They're not going to, Braveheart, like
Right.
rip you
Draw
apart,
and quarter you,
draw and quarter you, and like rip you limb from limb, or
cut off your
drive
wiener and stuff
a
in your mouth.
spike up your ass into your body and hang you by it.
That was the Brazilian. There was a
There
spot
were
in there.
horrific things that have happened
Torture.
throughout history.
They would do that to slaves. They'd stick a blunt stick up your ass, like a 15-foot pole, and then raise you up, and about 2 days later you would slide all the way down the pole.
Yep,
So
slow
you were
death.
dead.
Can't imagine the horrible pain.
Blood and fluids would lubricate it as you slowly slide down
Eventually it would make its way up into your mouth and brain and stop.
it. All right,
People
welcome to
complain
D&D.
that people complain that they're being called the wrong name.
Yeah.
He, she.
Yep.
You don't call me they, them.
What
So
was the
fuck
one I
me.
came up with?
Oh, the thou.
The thou.
The thou.
Yeah.
Who said that?
Anytime.
I love that.
preferred
That's my
pronouns.
new thing. I gotta
Anytime
The
it asks
thou.
preferred pronoun,
The thou.
have the thou. Thou art truly.
Thou hast failed
Thou art
the
truly a
driving
fool.
test.
Now hand me that paper.
Wouldst thou hand me that paper? So, you are returned to Rakitin III, the king of the ratfolk.
Royal King.
We
have
never heard that
returned.
name before.
Fanfare, which, what?
We didn't hear that name before.
No, you did not hear the name Rakitin III. But now you have. As you are returned to Rakitin III, there was fanfare. The ratfolk have now gathered, and initially it seemed like a kind of shabby place that was uninhabited. Like they didn't have a court of ratfolk, and now it's filled with these ratfolk, and they're in all manner of garb. It's strange to you, but it appeals to them in some way. You approach along this central, like red carpet type of approach to the king, as you see them celebrating this triumph, this return that you have brought all these goods. And are you presenting? You're presenting the majority of what you
Definitely. And who wants to present the cleaver? Red.
Yes.
Do we have a chance to heal Gerix up a little bit? I have
Before
no
we
healing I
present
can
him?
share with others. Because it would be nice if he was able to come in triumphant as well.
You want to do that?
Yeah, so if I could do like a medicine check to try and
Try a medicine check.
stabilize
I
him
have
a
a
little
healer's
bit.
kit you can use that'll lower the DC to 10.
Perfect.
11.
Nice.
So with the one expenditure of the medicine check, you're able to alleviate his poison to the point that he can stand and walk. And he is truly a magnificent ratfolk specimen. He is tall and strong, and you can see that he kind of draws himself up, and he grasps your forearm in this rat grip and shakes it and says, "Thank you for saving me from that."
Well met, Gerix. You weakened the beast, we merely finished it off.
I fed the beast and you fought it off.
You are truly the greatest warrior of your kin.
Which says not much, considering the fact that I failed so thoroughly and you came and saved me.
No one need know that but us. Your reputation amongst your people will be untarnished. We will see to that.
But I will know. And I will vow to serve by your side.
I would be glad to have you.
He gnashes his teeth and then bites his own forearm. And he kind of squeezes and presses, the blood drips down.
That's the vow.
Your blood oath is accepted. I will take some of the blood on my hand and look at it.
He just takes it. So you lead him up, and he carries the cleaver, feeling strong, triumphant. And as he kneels down and offers it to the king says, "These heroes have now saved us from this vile creature that has been besetting us for some time now." And he asks this great hero, Gerix, what has occurred.
Burping sound. That was
What's
awesome. It was a burping sound on that
And he
music.
relates this story of how he was captured and these great heroes came forth and burned away the webs that captured him, destroyed this foul enemy and all of its brood, eradicating it from their midst, and how he is now devoted to the cause that you serve. And the king says, "I vow now that our greatest hero will serve you. He will go where you bid him go. Should he survive, he will return to us. Should he not, then he will die a hero."
So now we have
Is
Jack.
there any other boon you would ask of the ratfolk?
As for myself, I only ask that we have a feast in honor of Gerix, hero of your kin, and that this night we may rest comfortably before we depart tomorrow.
Bring mead and meat. Let there be a feast.
Not rat-shaped meat, is it? Like the elderly?
No. There might have been some rat-shaped meat on the surface, but not here.
Nice.
This meat does not appear to be rat-shaped.
Is it man-shaped meat?
No, it is not. It is not man-shaped meat. It looks more pig-like.
Yeah, perfect.
I was going to say pig.
And so there's pig, there's deer, there's different types of meat, but you don't see any of the kind of meat that you would fear to eat.
I tear into it and notice that now these days I prefer my meat much more on the rare side.
Yes, the bloodier the better.
He's a spider and a vampire? What are you?
In fact, you notice me licking the juices off of my arm and hands.
You're disgusting.
Almost just grabbing the rarest, like the centerpiece, the like rarest piece of meat, and just almost like slurping at it, trying to drink the juices.
Nice.
Yeah.
He was always a little off.
So there's this very bitter kind of beer that they make that they seem to favor. It's probably not good to you guys. It's too bitter, but that's
Huzzah.
what they drink a lot of. But maybe you manage to choke down enough that it starts tasting better, and then you drink more, and then a little more.
The more we have, the better it gets.
And pretty soon, you're all celebrating, having fun. They're playing music. They have their own strange instruments that seem very similar but slightly different from the instruments, kind of adapted to their own mouths and their own hands and things like that. But you do have this celebration
Dancers.
and eat and
Drunks.
drink, get kind of drunk.
Fun.
Maybe you fuck, who knows, and then go to bed.
Probably.
And you'll get a long night's rest. And
Sweet.
you all gain a level.
Ho, ho, ho. That's the best part.
That is the best part.
That's the best part.
And well done, because that was a tough battle.
That
That
was
was
awesome.
That was a
freaking
tough
amazing. I don't know when
Well
Balthazar is doing 50
Am I the only one
plus
that
points
lost all
of
this
damage.
life?
Dude, that's
Wait, did you
paladin
lose?
slash.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you're basically a paladin. That's paladins do insane damage.
So erase all that except for 63.
No, I'm 41.
Erase all that except for 63. Listen to Daddy. I know how to play D&D.
You're level what?
Level 9.
Level 9?
Level 9. You know what? Let's just roll for hit points.
Oh, proficiency bonus goes up.
Ah, a 1.
Reroll once.
Okay. One more time. A 4.
I'm supposed to roll one myself, or just
5.
you?
It's 48. Hold
No,
on,
you're
I'll
not the
help you.
D6. You're a fighter, so it's a D10.
Okay, hold on though.
I'm doing what you said.
Yeah, but let's start at the beginning.
Okay.
So you change
I did
this to
I
9.
did this.
Change that 8 to a 9. So, yep, this is why you're a D10, because you have a 10 there. This is why Malachi is 6, because I have a 6 here.
Okay.
So, roll your D10 and add your Constitution modifier, which is a +1. And, okay, wait,
Give us an
touch
8.
it. I know, but let Jensen see it before you touch it.
Oh, an
That's
8.
eight.
Nice
Why
work.
does he not trust me?
He doesn't trust anyone.
Did
He
see
wants
yours?
to see it. He trusts me. Okay, 8 plus your Constitution
I know,
modifier.
9. Yes.
Add, so erase that
Uh-huh.
and change it to that +9. Okay. Oh, and Malachi has figured out some of these items. I'm keeping 2 of them. There's these 3. I suggest you take one of these and give the other one and maybe that one to Balthazar. Holy tap, level 8. Ability score improvement. Is that it? Yep.
Oh, rolled an
I
8.
want this one right here.
Okay. Then write red and give these 2 to Brandon.
Do I just keep one?
Yeah. Unless Brandon opts to give you this one. But he'll probably, he might keep this one. In fact, it would be cool if Nightwoe, see if Brandon wants this one. Do you want those? Those are the 2 remaining magic items. Does Balthazar want one or both? Whatever you don't want will go to Red or possibly Jack.
I would probably take the Frostbrand
You figured.
for Nightwoe.
Yeah, that would be a cool thing. Okay, so I'm looking at... Okay, so at level 8, you get... This is
Who's
a
you?
fighter.
Who's you, me?
Red. Red.
You guys find a potion
we're
of
at level
vitality.
9. Potion of Vitality.
Yeah.
Maybe red. Right down here, Potion of Vitality. Okay, so level 9. Yep, we'll look that up later, but you have it written. Now, This one's tricky. So your proficiency bonus goes to 4. That means you're going to do a bunch of erasing, but this is a good thing. So, see all the bubbles that are filled in?
Mm-hmm.
Any score next to a filled in bubble will increase by 1.
Okay.
So that goes to 4, that goes to 5.
There's a great sword.
Okay.
A flame tongue great sword.
Ooh. Probably not red. Definitely not Malachi. I'm not sure if Balthazar.
I would not, because my fighting style is better if I use one.
We could leave it with the ratfolk. Jack wouldn't want to use it.
What about that new rat guy?
Well, we can leave the sword with the king to bestow upon whomever he sees fit to wield it.
There's a rod.
I'm sure Red wants that, especially if it's big.
It's a rod of security.
I don't know what that is. I can write that one down and research it. It says Malachi. You done with the colored in?
Mm-hmm.
Then, see the 7 and 9?
Mm-hmm.
Those will each go up by 1.
Okay.
Yeah. This is good.
Did you already do yours?
Nope. Now, the 13 goes up by 1. The plus 5 goes up by 1. The 13 goes up by 1. And over here, you will write, let me find it. You will write, come on, where is it?
Oh, at 15th level, I have near mastery of the necrotic arts. Once per day, I can cast Create Undead as a 6th level spell without expending a spell slot.
Right.
There's a crystal ball.
That word.
Indomitable.
Malachi.
I'm sorry, what?
There's a crystal ball.
Just a new crystal ball. I'll write that down and study it.
It's a crystal ball of mind reading.
You want that one? Write it down.
It seems to go
Those are
along
the
with
main
his
match patterns.
cards. Tearle
Oh,
cards.
well, he has his cards.
Yeah, I
so
would use my
So this will be
cards.
my own.
write crystal ball of mind reading. Did you write indomitable?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's all you can read. Saving throw if you fail. Just a long rest. Okay. I would write, because this is another one like these. And
Erase those.
yes, because we had a long rest. Very good. Write indomitable with a colon.
Above it.
Yeah, that's fine. And then write over here, write L, not SL, just L. Because you can't use this feature again until you finish a long rest. Let me just tell you. So now you can use Indomitable once every long rest. What that is you can re-roll a saving throw that you fail. So if you have to make a Constitution saving throw against a poison, if you want, you can say, I'm going to use Indomitable and re-roll it. Almost like giving you an advantage. Re-roll saving throw. But you have to use the new roll. And okay, and then as far as your item, wolf bite ring, and what does it do? 3 charges. Regains 1d3 expended charges daily at dawn, so it'll just slowly regenerate its charges. When you make a melee weapon attack while wearing this ring, you can use a bonus action to expend 1 charge, deal an extra 2d6 damage. Then the target must succeed on a DC 15 strength saving throw or be knocked prone. Sweet! Yeah, that'll be awesome. Just hang on to that one.
Okay.
Let me look at Wizard.
Who took the Rod of Security?
I have that one written down if I need to study it and identify it.
You guys will have a few days, so I'll assume you're going to identify it.
Okay.
So,
And we'll just talk about it on the thread.
Yeah. 3, 3.
that's
3,
the Rod of Security.
1. 3, 1.
Who took the Flame Tongue two-hander?
I took
We
Frostbrand.
left the flame tongue 2-hander with the king. Nobody here would use it.
Who
Ungrateful.
took the Crystal Ball?
Me.
Who took the Crystal Ball?
Mm-hmm.
4, 3, 3, 1. 4, 3, 3, 1. Sweet. I have access to a 5th level spell now.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Damn.
What spell?
I don't know yet.
Next
I
level gets some interesting stuff. There's your
Malachi will
Crystal Ball.
study.
Now it's the Crystal Ball of Mind Reading.
Mhm.
It's the top one there.
Very good, baby. Okay, I did that. Prepare. Intelligence modifier plus your wizard. So 9 plus 5 is 14. That's 20. So I get to choose 2 new spells, and I get to prepare an extra spell. And I get to choose maybe some level 5 spells. Pretty powerful.
What level are the other ones you have? Like, what does that mean?
Primarily 1, 2, and 3 is what I have. I
Who
didn't
had the Potion of Vitality?
read.
Me.
Really? Dang. She made out like a bandit.
She
Did I?
She was awesome.
Alright, guys. Good job.
That was freaking awesome.
I know, that was
That was fun.
Fucking
Really fun.
spiders. Gross.
gross.
That was so gross.
They're our friends.
They're our friends. No, I don't think so. I can't imagine spiders being friends with anybody.
Oh, there's some good level 5 spells. Even just the player's handbook.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, I feel like level 5 has a lot of really cool utility spells. Like, it's an interesting level.
Is that Cloud Kill? Is that level 5?
There's Cloud Kill, Cone of Cold, Dominate Person, Hold Monster, Teleportation Circle.
Ooh.
That would be freaking awesome. Yeah. Plus, I've got that Tome of Magic. I can look through there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Malachi will study and figure out.
Malazar, as you return to the surface,
These are yours too.
and your lady,
Put your-
It's in mine. I put mine in.
her question to you is, what boon have you gained us in this waste of your time?
A valuable ally, Gerix, champion of the ratfolk. He will aid us, even to the expending of his own life.
She suddenly appears behind this rat folk hero, and he's standing tall, but he's looking very kind of scared as she surrounds him, dragging her nails along his furry chin, pulls his head towards her and says, "You'll do. Now, we have no more time to waste. My brother awaits."
We head to Addersfield and Tearle Keep.
Very good. And off you go.
Excellent.
Leaving the ratfolk behind.
That was fun.
Poor
That was
ratfolk.
Hey, they
Spider
are
problems are over.
much safer in the underground caverns.
You have done good despite yourselves.
Less big spiders.
Despite our best efforts.
Despite your best efforts, you have actually done something to help